All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome into Locker Room Sports Talk, show number 253. Loud and proud, we are here in the house to bring you all your sports coverage from around the world to around this great local county here that we call Cherokee. Dean, what's going on today, son?
How you doing, man?
I'm your host, just Big Matt. This is the co-host with the most, the Diamond Dean. We bring you plenty of years of high school coverage from all around the way to college sports stuff, even basketball season gets here. We'll get into that some.
That. It ain't far away.
No.
Couple months.
But today, I've got a big chat group question I want to ask is, and y'all can steal on this, and we can go through the show and give me answers, and we'll think about it. Alabama, are they equal to Miami? And does Auburn look like they're kind of equal to Florida State? Y'all can comment through the show and just kind of how things have gone for the programs and how they're looking right now. Just trying to get an idea. AP poll is out today. We'll look at it in a little bit.
I
switch over to that part of the show. We'll have our Big Diamond Player of the Week here coming in pretty soon for the week coming ahead. We'll talk about, of course, you can see the scores running across the ball on the screen for this week. We'll break down some of those games and go through all of them, and then we'll talk about next week's games for our local guys. And we got some other games from other teams next week that are interesting.
Some big ones. A lot of this is out of region week, right?
Yeah, 3A, 4A. Dean's got some 1A and 2A game scores and stuff from the week. Just teams we're interested in.
I've got a few here, 1 and 2. I mean, not a lot of them wasn't shockers, but a couple of them were.
No, I agree. That's first off, we'll start with who you gonna start with, Dean? Cherokee County 47-0 over White Plains.
Yeah,
not a big surprise.
No, they're rolling now.
Yeah,
4-1 could easily be 5-0. What we see on the stats, they rushed for 270, and Diamond and Woods had most of the yards.
Yeah,
but I think he ran everybody. But they're playing really well, and they got out of region game this week, huh?
Yes,
Shades Valley.
Yep, Cherokee County will be traveling to Shades Valley. They're 2-3 on the year. Cherokee County, of course, they're 4-1 right now.
Shades Valley 5A.
Yes, I think so.
I think they are.
Yeah, 5. They're not 6.
They're not 6, but not.
I do know. I just looked at them like yesterday.
Where is that exactly? Is it close to Birmingham?
Yeah,
in that suburbs of Birmingham.
I watched them play. I watched them play Oxford back a few weeks ago. Y'all can look it up, guys, coming by the page. Thank y'all for coming by and hanging out. Subscribe to the channel, YouTube, Facebook. Hit that blue thumbs up. Hit the heart if you love what we do. And we do appreciate it. But it's close to down there. And they played Oxford good for like
– it might be a tough game.
A half. They got some guys that can run out there on the edges.
Mm-hmm.
They're big up front. They got some big guys. That's why Coach Kelly, I'm sure that's why he wanted this game to take his boys, put them on the bus, travel, get them used to traveling, playing a big physical football team. What coaches do. You go out there and you prep to go back to state. That's what that's his goal. Is always to get down there and give his guys a shot at winning it. So we look forward to that game and safe travels to Coach Kelly and bunch. And Griffin is clicking right along. He had 4 or 5 passes.
Yeah, he's
a couple
done
yards.
well.
Throwing to Ben some, of course, throwing to Mosley some too. And Wood, he's going to do his job coming out of the backfield. And Thomas,
he's good.
Shout out to Cameron, Jared's boy. He run the ball the other night.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, ain't that something?
Huh.
He run the ball at junior high. Took the Wildcat snaps.
Wow.
Yeah, and run the ball. It's just fun to watch kids that I've known his dad since he was a kid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know him well.
I mean, me and Jason, we used to hang out and play guitar a long time ago. I mean, we were like 15, 16. Jared was like, I don't know, 10 or 11 or so.
How old's this boy?
He's a freshman.
Freshman?
Yeah.
Okay. So his brothers, they've been gone for his half brothers. They were pretty good at center, but they've probably been gone. I don't know if they ever played for Kelly.
Who?
Julian and the Laddies, which would be his stepbrothers or half brothers.
Yes, right.
I don't know if they played for Kelly. They might have 1 year.
I don't think so. I think
But so
I think their last year was Curry's last year. I think.
Okay.
I think that's right. So, Cherokee County, we'll talk about the game a little bit and kind of how things are clicking along for them. Tay's going to do what he's supposed to do.
Yeah.
I mean, he's moving right along to be in the slot, probably to be a player of the year type guy.
I would think so. Yeah.
He's on track to do that. And tackle wise, Harbor's getting his tackles, getting his groove on.
Mm-hmm.
And Tristan is going to have.
Yeah, he's on pace to have.
I think he had 4. Did he have 12 this week?
12
or 14.
12, I think. 13. Again, the last week. Now I don't know what he had Friday. I just went by the average.
Yeah, he's going to get 10 or 12, 15 a night.
Yeah,
something like that.
Probably looking like he's going. If they play 13, 14 ball games, or if they play 15, he's going to have over 150.
Could you imagine what would you have done if you'd got that many tackles?
Oh my gosh, you had to be hurting after a while, wouldn't it? Well, he had 300 at least coming in, didn't he not?
Yeah,
coming into this year.
Well, how many tackles you have? 150 my whole career in high school.
I had that conversation with Tony one time, Tony Crane. He's like, I made 175 my senior year. What'd you do your junior year? 150.
Yeah, it's okay, I guess.
What about your sophomore year? I didn't lead. I had second. I was second. I had 90. I'm like, huh?
Well,
I didn't even ask about his freshman. Well, back then, freshmen did not play
No.
much.
And that's the thing now. We'll talk about that with college football talk later. Freshmen want to get in play early, and what happens is you get guys that make a lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
They're not mentally ready. Not all freshmen. Shout out Cornejo, 18 carries, 102, 57 long touchdown. What about that?
2 straight 100-yard games.
Yeah, what about that? That's not surprising to us.
No, not really. But, they're having a tough time tackling him in Division II football.
And it looks like, shout out Corey Teague at Lindsey Wilson, him and Jacob.
They'll match up.
They will match up again.
Is this Corey's last year?
Yep. Again, they will match up again. The last time Corey tackled Jacob was on the goal line stand at Sandrock that night.
Sandrock.
Corey's the one that blew in there and grabbed him.
Yes, he was.
Then that game will happen in about 3 weeks. Ain't that amazing?
Corey started a couple of years.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, I know he started last year.
I know he started the whole year last year.
Just think of that.
He might have the year before.
These guys Jacob was freshman. Corey, Marcus, and Ombre were seniors. Mm-hmm. Just think of that. They're fixing to meet and play each other again from right here in this county.
Football game.
And they play at Kentucky and Tennessee, and they're going, that's just cool, ain't it? Ain't
Two
cool?
Ranked, probably.
They're
top
good.
25 teams, I would think.
Yeah, because Lindsey Wilson's always they win that region, or they play for it every year.
Yeah, they're good.
They're good. And Cumberland is 4-0 right now. They're undefeated. Take care of business. Zach Gaylor down at Huntington.
Getting to play.
Share some pictures of him from his mom. Big, strong guys. I love seeing them get to play.
Yeah.
I love it.
We talked about some others. Carlos Mann.
Play at
shorter.
Get some run times. Good.
Of course, Bothwell.
Good Lord. Holy moly.
116 yards against App State.
Did y'all see what he looks like? I mean, how he's bigger. His legs look like Thurman Thomas out there.
I wondered if he would get time this early, but apparently he is.
Bro, he is. I text Coach Henderson. Well, they're not watching. They're probably doing film right now at Cherokee County. I text Coach Henderson, Coach Hendo, so the guys call him the center. I said, Coach, the App State coach may be texting you and asking you how to stop fluff. And he said, he's glad he graduated and he don't have to deal with that anymore.
Yeah, they did pretty good.
He's a fantastic athlete, and I'm glad I don't have to deal with him.
But, which center beat them 42-21.
Yeah.
That second time 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But, Fluff's hard to stop. And I felt like they stopped him. And I go look at the stats, and he had 198 yards.
It's just amazing to see those young guys play.
He's good. He was good. But they did stop him. They stopped him on 4th down one time.
Now, when they went up there that first year, he broke loose on like a wheel and scored one a game.
Yeah.
He scored late.
Right. Well, the minute left.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But they lived and learned, and they went on and played Andalusia that year for a state championship. So
it looks like Fluff's the real deal, and Jacob. So
Cherokee County's throwing the ball around some. Griffin is going to be okay. I know people are kind of concerned because he's young, and is he big enough? He's a
sophomore.
I know he's smart enough. I've seen him throw it in the summer. He is very accurate with the football. And Time and his dad, we know all of them. They're all good people, great local people. Josh and them, and he's going to grow. He's still just a young guy.
Yeah, he's
done good.
Yeah, oh yeah, very good.
Very good. We'll talk about next game. Cedar Bluff bounces back after just a heart wrencher and play section 41-24. They were up pretty big, and I was told that some of the junior high boys let them play, which is what you want to do. You want your young guys to come in and play. Speaking of young quarterbacks throwing the ball well, Bryson Teague is just ticking right along there.
Well, yeah, they had over 140. They had over 400 yards. Jenkins led with 144. Katie and Tracy, 117. Dang. Teague threw for over 100.
Dang.
Edmondson
that's
caught for over 100. But that's 2 straight games Teague's thrown for. Maybe, well, it's 2. It can't be 3 because he's got 282. But he's done most of that in 2 games.
Yeah. Yeah, proud of him. That's
I think he looks good.
Yeah. It's I told Coach Crane this, and he don't mind me sharing. I know. It's like him being a math teacher. I did it like this. It's like bringing in a 7th grader and all right, pre-cal trig right now. All right, get your books out. 7th grader, you gonna do pre-cal trig? That's what it's like with Bryson and Griffin too.
But they're handling it.
They're young, but you can't complain much, and there's not a whole lot really to complain about.
No,
they don't really turn the ball over.
I don't think I've seen Teague. I don't think I've saw him throw a pick.
No, he'll take it down, take off with it, and run with it.
Yeah.
So Cedar Bluff and Cherokee County have young quarterbacks that have Coach Crane and Coach Kelly have something to work with. For a couple of years here next year or two. So it's good for Cedar Bluff to bounce back, because they could have just laid down and had a big mess there after the North Sand Mountain, because a lot of people felt like they had a shot to win that game. And it just got away from them there late. Even the penalties were pushing North Sand Mountain back.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate. It was kind of like a Tua play. Obviously not as dramatic, not as long, but they had him 2nd and goal from the 20, and he just threw deep, and the boy snagged it.
Yeah.
And that's a soul crusher. It's not something you're expecting on 2nd down.
Yeah. Well,
and
they put him out there on the that play where he run across the line and backed it up. That's lost down.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, you maybe have a chance here, but that's old news, new news. Win over section, and next week they'll be bringing in an old county rival. Let's talk about Spring Garden, Traveled by the Head. That was our Mobley Concrete and Construction game of the week. Shout out to Jerry. We appreciate him for being a sponsor of the show.
What a game.
You can get a hold of them, Dean. Mobley Concrete Construction, 903-343-8581. Go to Facebook and look at their page, and he just posted some stuff of the day from his jobs. You can see what kind of work they do. Give Jerry a call over there. Also, Cherokee Eye Clinic. Thank you to JR and April McKenzick sponsoring our stat leaders of the week, and we'll go through them at the end of this.
Yeah.
Call them at 927-4030 or find them at CherokeeEyeClinic.net. Find them on Facebook, and support the people that help support us so we can bring you the fantastic news about our county and college football stuff. So
it's Spring Garden 5-0 now or 4-0? They're 5-0, right?
5, yes. Okay. I tear off over there Friday, left here about 5. Swung by the old BK and had it my way. Had a chicken sandwich on the way. Get in over there. Talked to Jody and Aaron first. And went on the field. Coach Ragsdale and Bunch had kind of got there, and Coach Ragsdale and Coach Hammond are talking in the middle of the field.
Yeah, I saw your picture.
I grabbed a picture of them. Hey, look, they ain't played in, it's been 7-8 years.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah, since they were in the same.
Yeah, it's been a while. So me and Aaron did a pregame show. We had about 500 or 600 people watch. Appreciate you guys for watching. And Aaron did a great job breaking down his team and giving who's who and where they're going to be at and how their defense looked. And offensive line for Spring Garden, Ruick and Wood, and of course Kyle's boy, Garmin.
course, the big guy.
Well, you can't miss Jacob.
Yeah, Garmin's doing a good job.
They are doing a good job up front, and they were making lanes for Connor to get in there and jump around.
They must have.
He had nearly 300 yards, guys.
Yeah, they're 471. They rushed for 471.
Jacob had over 100 of that, about 100 of that.
He had 100, over 100 on like 5 or 6
Sadler
carries.
run it a few times.
Sadler,
Noah kept it a few
Noah
times,
kept
ran it.
Well, they had, I think they combined for 50 yards, and then Bates and Welsh had the rest. So Bates 269, career high in yardage for him. I mean, Spring Garden's been good for a long time.
Yeah.
But I don't ever remember them rushing for 471 yards.
Yeah, have they? That's a good question because you keep up with from when Howard came.
I mean, they could have, but that's a lot.
Back in the day when Trey and them played, was there any teams rushing for that back then?
They might have because they ran for a bunch. But that's got to be up there with one of their better games that they've had, and against a good opponent, and they held them to 120 yards under their average rushing.
Yes. Yeah, tell us about that. What do you think?
That's just good defense. I mean, they've come in rushing for 380 yards a game, and 253 sounds like a lot, but that was nearly 125 yards under their average.
By seeing the game with these old 4-eye spectacles, Spring Garden just met them at the line, how they like to play football.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to come off on all fours,
mm-hmm.
old school football.
Right.
Coach Hammond, they like to play football, and they're going to run it, and they'll find a lane, and if it ain't there, they'll pull it and pitch it, or the guy will try to maybe bounce it sometimes.
Yeah.
And it just seemed like not all the time, a lot of the times, though, when that Spring Garden Draven did a good job with them this week, Coach Ragsdale getting them ready, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they did.
They met them at the line and just kind of crashed it. And it just, how that style of football is. You played that way too back in the day. We all played that old school. There's just a mess all over the field.
Yeah.
And then you see some guy coming out around the end. Well, and here comes John. He can run. He can run across the sideline. He can catch most of those people. And I think that was a lot of difference for Connor or the other guys, Noah, Driscoll and the boys up front of the line. They got enough push on enough plays. I mean, it's 19-13 and a half, and I'm thinking, well, this is about what I would think.
Yeah, and then they 13-0 second half.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of course, John run a kickoff back.
Well, and I said in the pregame, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn or nothing, but usually when you got games like this, because in 1A, you don't think about kicking or punting, but usually one of those things could be the thing.
Special teams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just is. And it was. That changed the game.
Yeah.
And then Connor gets the ball back in the second half, and he had a fever all day. It's 101, 102 fever.
But he wasn't going to miss this one.
No way.
He may be back to 2 year ago form, wouldn't you think?
There's no, him. You'd have to cut his legs off, and he'd have tried to run on his nose.
I mean, he was hurt last year and still had 600 yards. So he's nearing the 3,000 yard mark in his career.
Yeah, and playing like that, he's going to get in that box with player of the year stuff.
Mm-hmm. And Welsh there again, another 200 yard game, counting the kick return and the rushing.
Yeah, he's scoring in all kind of ways.
Yeah, he's had 3 returns. He's leading
interceptions and picking the balls and
in the county, leading interceptor in the county.
It's worked out well for them, and just a perfect storm where they're at in that region. Right now they're in the driver's seat, right?
Oh yes, definitely.
Okay,
100%.
No smite against Coach Hammond or Valley Head because they're going to go right along. I think a lot of their games
right now. If I had to guess and be a predictor, I would say them two will be at home.
They'll play again though.
Yeah,
very possible.
Possible somewhere.
Or second
or third, probably. And then whoever gets to play Wadley.
Well, Wilkes, that's
Wadley's just dominant
right
now. But they're beatable.
I guess.
Maybe.
You just got to tackle him. If you'll tackle him and run him up the field and run him off the sideline, just tackle him and work his
I
butt.
heard he committed to Penn State.
I've heard that. Yeah, it's on his web page, his huddle page or whatever, 24/7 page.
Obviously, a verbal commitment. But.
Yeah, you know how it is these days. Kids are not. They're just kind of what he's feeling right now.
Yeah,
I don't see why. God, how could JSU pass him up?
Yeah,
you could do something with him. He's like 6'6", 230.
He must be going Power 5.
He looks like Duckworth, quarterback at Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
Tall, athletic. So hey, shout out to Coach Ragsdale and staff.
Yeah, big win.
I texted him that night after I got home and said, "Hey man, that's a great road win to go over there and."
Yeah.
And Coach Hammond and Valleyhead, they know. Aaron talked about this. If you want to know where you're at, that's who you want to play, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You want to play Spring Garden.
Yeah.
I mean, they've made the benchmark to be, okay, here's where it is. Where are we at? Okay, we played them. Here's where we failed. Now we're going to go to work and we're going to fix those things. We don't make excuses. Coach Hammond, I'm telling you, he's not that guy.
No.
You know him. Better
I thought it was an even match. I thought it was going to be very close.
It got away from them there later in the game.
Yeah.
And they're going to go to work, and they'll start up practice tomorrow, and I'm sure they'll be ready to go and play. They got to go to North Sand Mountain. They better get ready for that one. That'll be a good game.
Yeah. I didn't think North Sand Mountain.
No, we've seen them play.
Doing a little better. They've won 2 straight now.
Yeah.
Since Sandrock.
Getting back on track there. So, again, congrats to Spring Garden, our game of the week. 32-13 was the final. And 20-13 Pleasant Valley over Sandrock. God darn it.
Good comeback. Well, I would love to see Sandrock be 4-1.
I know.
But, we predicted or heard that Pleasant Valley was going to have one of the better teams they've had.
Well, I kept hearing the player was out. This guy, the quarterback's not playing. Then I hear he is playing.
Okay, so he is now.
Yeah, so
but one of their losses was to Spring Garden, and which
they're a good team.
Which obviously is a good loss now.
Yeah.
They beat Donahoe. Now they beat Sandrock. So I don't know. Is it possible Pleasant Valley is pretty good? It looked like they might not be. Now it looks like they might be. I don't know.
Well, Sandrock
has been playing well.
Yeah, I know. I was just surprised.
Yeah.
I just was.
Sounds from what the stats, and I told them when you Robinson had 56, but Ashley had to throw for 122, and his main guy was Cox.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Gatlin Cox, 78 receiving yards. But sounds like I had to go the air a lot. Maybe the ground game was stopped a little bit, but they fought, came back because it was 13-0.
Yeah, see, I kept getting scores from people over there.
They're 12-0,
and I thought it was backwards, 13-0. I thought, well, they're up, and it said no, we're down. I thought, what? I'm just surprised, and I know Coach Heath is. I'm sure he's just not happy at all about it.
No,
I know he's not happy.
No.
I just felt like being over there this week, and I seen them walk through stuff, and they're preparing, and Coach Thornberry, Coach Trapp, and they're working, and Luke. I mean, they're and I'm seeing them, prepare the team, and I'm watching the guys how they're moving around, and he's setting them up. Well, here's what Pleasant Valley runs, and when this tight end comes down here, then you do what? He walked over. They never had. I mean, they knew
every adjustment.
Yeah,
or every had a lineup.
The kids now they never had question.
Yeah.
Well, Coach, what I do when he's running up the field crazy, like you don't know where,
cover him.
Just blitz every time. Just blitz.
Yeah, I'm just going to go every time.
Yeah.
I had a player one time.
Like
there was a bunch of non-blitzing, and there were certain things he got that he blitzed. And I said, "What do you think?" I said, "It's you either need to stay back and never blitz, or just blitz all night." And I said, "It's your choice." And he goes, "I think I'll just go."
It's just blitz. It's Blake Terry. If you know, he played at Cedar Bluff. They called him cocaine because he was just twitchy, itchy, and he had. I found later he had his skin stuff and the bend of his arms and stuff. He's just He was just he couldn't. He just had to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was a good one.
Oh gosh, man! Talking about a dog, Blake would just.
Yeah, I know I got on his nerves that way because it was constant. Now, when you see this, you go. When you see this, you don't. And finally he's just like, "Dude, get out of my face."
I'm on blitz every time. So I hate it for Coach Heath. because this region is with Cedar Bluff losing to North Sand Rock beat North Sand, and you think, well, Sand Rock beat Pleasant Valley. Cedar Bluff still got Pleasant Valley. It was shaping up to be like Pisgah and everybody else. Mm-hmm. And Sand Rock fall in right there behind, or North Sand Mountain.
Yeah, it's gonna be Pisgah and everybody else.
It is, and they know
doubt
that.
About that.
Yeah. So I'm thinking, well,
Sand Rock still though has 2 or 3 region wins.
Yeah.
So they still got a good shot to get in.
They're 3-2, so they'll go this week to 3-1. Collinsville fighting Willinghams.
That'll be a tough one. They haven't played in a little bit, have they?
Yeah,
they did play last year.
Yeah, they always play them. That's a big rival game.
They went through a time period there when they didn't play, but I don't know when.
Why? So about Sand Rock Valley Head, they ain't played either. Remember when we was all in that area?
Yeah, that's the one. The guy wrote Sand Rock was getting ready to play them, and that's back when Luke played there. And Valley Head was very bad right through there. He actually wrote in the paper
97, 98
that they couldn't beat a one-legged dog.
Oh God!
And even I remember Coach Jakeaway I was up there then. He was like, I can't believe he put that one-legged dog.
I don't do kids that way.
He wrote that in the paper.
Because kids work hard, and you don't need. That.
And if he's listening, I'm not gonna say the guy's name. He's not around here anymore.
It is what it is.
But he did. He put that quote. They couldn't beat a one-legged dog.
You don't do that. I'm not doing that to kids. They don't deserve that. So that's kind of the area matchups and stuff. Galesville will be at Verbena, which is 4-0.
4-0. Galesville 2-2. Galesville's played well, but they got to travel, and it's it's a good 3 hours.
That's a drive. I mean, their opponents have been like Trinity Christian, Jacksonville Christian.
They played 2 AISA.
Trinity Presbyterian, St. Michael Luke's Academy. I don't know. I'm just saying.
I'm hoping that
Episcopal St. Paul.
Maybe their record don't reflect.
Yeah.
How good they are.
Yeah. Yeah, we won't.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Obviously, we won't.
Yeah, we won't have to go in.
Yes.
Want him to go.
And they've had a good year so far. 2 wins and 2 close games, or played 2 teams that were better than them very well.
Yeah.
And,
running the ball. I mean, Beatty. You said Hendon had some big plays.
Hendon, they got a lot of catches. I'll go over those stats in a minute, but yeah, he's their leading receiver, one of the top receivers in the county.
Yeah.
But Colin.
Yeah.
There's Cole. He's the younger.
Right. Yeah.
He's not playing yet. Oh, but you want me to go over the numbers right quick?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now, this is just so far.
Yeah, this is county. Like I just posted something, and this is after this week now.
All right. So rushing, Connor Bates leads now with 639. Alex Beatty from Galesville, 570. And Tay Diamond and Keyshawn Woods, we don't know the exact number, but we know they're over 500.
And why I don't know is because the email that I get, I've never seen it do this. It's like the file jumbled it. And all I can see is like, it's just letters and numbers all globbled. I can make out it says Tay, and I can make out it says Keyshawn, but I don't know if it's he rushed for 120 or the other one's for 107. I can't make it out.
Right. They both did well, though. So they lead center Robinson Kane. He's got 452. Tracy and Jenkins lead Cedar Bluff with 345 and 277 yards, respectively. Centel's rushed for 300. John Welsh, 245 on 18 carries. Him and Connor both have 800 all-purpose yards through 5 games. That's kickoffs, catching the ball.
And we're just getting started.
And passing, Barber's still in the lead. Ashley's coming on with over 400.
Now, John had 300 yards receiving last week.
Yeah, but he didn't catch a ball this week. See, but he's still number one. Him and Frampton both have 300. Ashley's thrown for 414.
Now, Ben had some Friday.
Yes, he's got 300. But he's got more catches.
Yeah.
He's got like 20.
Yeah.
20 catches.
Yeah.
Teague's thrown for 282. Caleb Edmondson from Cedar Bluff, 284. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Gatlin Cox, 184. Colin Hendon 165, Bates 165.
Wow. Go Alex.
Tackles, we already talked about that. Brown 57.
Turn.
Tyson Woods and Carson Chestnut were 41. Diamond 35. Duncan 33. Dylan Duncan from center.
Yeah.
Timmy Dawson with 33 from Gillsville. Sadler leads Spring Garden with 29, and Hayden Tucker leads Cedar Bluff with 29. Welsh 2 picks and sack leaders. This is a shock. I was just shocked by this. Diamond and Harbor.
Yeah, no, it's not a shock.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, where he's being sarcastic. Yeah, it's
how many? I mean, Tate's probably got 70 in his career in Harbor.
Yeah.
They got 7 and 6, so they're in the 1 and 2, which
it's like one of them stands up, the guy, and then the other one, whoever's not. Well, somebody's getting sacked. Yeah, because they can't. Most people in the area can't block both. You're not going to block both.
Well,
of them.
I mean,
not around here.
Diamond's had over 40 in 2 years. I'm sure Arbor's, he don't have 40, but I'm sure he's got 20-something. So these are the sack masters, these two. They're like Lawrence Taylor and Bruce Smith.
Bruce Smith.
Yeah.
Well, what a duo that was.
Yeah. And this is their last year together, and I'm sure a lot of people that play them are like, thank God.
Yeah.
I mean, how many years are these guys? I mean, this is ridiculous.
I had a guy tell me from a camp that I was at, and he's called me the next day, and he said, who was that number so-and-so? I said, it's Tay Diamond.
Mm-hmm.
He said, if I had 2 of him, we'd be a totally different football team.
Well, see, Diamond is known as a defensive standout, right? Guys, he's rushed for 2,000 yards in his career.
Mm-hmm.
He's had 2 600-yard seasons, and he's heading towards it again this year.
And and I'll brag on Tate a little bit because I love Tate. I've known him since he was a little boy. He is very humble.
Mm-hmm.
And when you know kids like I have here that we played peewee ball and stuff with, you remember their little faces and their little faces squished in those big helmets.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just fun to see them be successful in high school. And you remember them being, good little football players. And we knew he was going to be great. And I remember him coming that day and said, what I got to do to win one of those shirts? And I said, well, just keep working out in the weight room and, doing what you do and listen to your coaches and, keep your school books up. And it's just interesting. It's fun to me to see those young guys. I remember Luke Welch, shaved head. Mark would bring him in practice. And he had these long eyelashes and he had big blue eyes, and he's just looking up and, he don't really just trying to feed him for a helmet. And, he don't really know what's going on. Second day of practice, dude, me and Sean was watching him run the line. We're trying to run a play. He's chasing the kid with the ball. Nobody told him how. So I was like, yeah, he's a football. He knows how to find the ball. I mean, so I'm just saying it does a heart good to see all these young guys coming up. And Tay's a good kid, humble and quiet and don't have a whole lot to say. Funny if you get him to talk some. But
he's nearing 300 tackles in his career. He may be there. I don't know what he did his freshman year. I can go back and look, but I know he's made 200 in the last 2 years in their 30 games.
Did he say he wanted to make 40 or at media day? He said he want to make 40 or 50 this year.
40 tackles behind the line.
Yeah.
He's probably already at 60 or 70, I would think. In career, that's good.
Oh,
I mean, 70 times he's tackled a runner for a loss. Maybe more. That's just a rough estimate.
A good guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gets back there. He grabbed a guy from, I don't remember who they was playing. Like I got it on our video, one game I recorded last year for him. He just grabbed him by his shoulder pads and just
he's strong as an ox.
He just slung him down the field. And the guy's like spinning like this,
Mm-hmm. Strong as an ox.
Yeah, I mean, and you just so those guys and Connor, they're on track to be, have great seasons.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean, on track right now. We've got 4 backs, 4, possibly 5 that are on pace to get over 1,000.
Yeah, I mean, John and him could.
There's, 3 or 4 guys on pace to get close to 100 tackles. And I wanted to mention that Zayden Cook from Chattooga.
Yeah.
226. He's at 1287.
And
through 5 games.
We're kind of keeping up with him over there at Chattooga, and then Alvin down Elbow. Alvin's over 1,300 now.
I thought he was over 15. My gosh. Well, Cook and Alvin. What's his last name?
Henderson.
Okay.
He's a Henderson. You know he's got to be good. All the Hendersons around here.
They're in the top 20 in the country.
Yeah, right now, man, if you're rushing 1,300 yards, that's pretty good.
And they may be in the top 10 in the country.
Alvin's in the state. He's like,
yeah,
he may be one.
I don't know, though. Cook's yards keep going down. And what I meant by that is, I'm pretty good with numbers. And I'll hear how many yards he's got. And I've got him with 900. And I go to school and he's got 840. And I'm like, what? And then he gains 226. So I'm like, 840 to 226. That's 1166. And then it's like, he's at 1122. And I don't know how many yards. He's got a lot. Let's just put it like that.
Yeah, they're fun to watch.
1280. I think he's got so many yards that people are just losing count. Does that make sense?
Well, no, because you got to have a guy with an iPad standing over there keeping this stuff.
That's the officials, 1287. But I think some other publications have probably been putting more.
Rounded up a little.
Than he's
Instead
actually
of
had.
Like 9, they put 10.
Yes.
And if you do that 3 or 4 times, well, that's 5 yards. For 5 times, you had a yard every time.
I've told somebody last night, I said, from what I've saw in the paper, they're 50 or 60 yards off. But the official stats is he's got 1287.
Yeah, like Connor had, was it 269?
I've not read anything else on him.
Yeah, but I've kind of assumed to say he can run close to 300 yards. Close to 300.
269 was the official.
Yeah.
And everywhere I've looked, I've saw that. I've not saw a difference.
I think the Mountain paper had him at 269 too. So, hey, look, here's the favorite part of the show everybody's looking forward to. Our play of the week. And, we want to spread it around. Every school gets at least 2. And sometimes some schools only get 1.
Right.
If they don't win a lot of games or something, sometimes it just works out that way. This young man here has always been a hard playing player. He's tough.
Yeah.
And this is not, it's kind of repetitive. It's not, he's won it before.
Yes. I think probably
he won it last year.
3rd time or second.
This is his 2nd time. So he actually won it. He was our first player of the week 2 years ago. I remember going over there.
Did he win it one time last year too?
No.
I know he was he was hobbled last year.
He was hobbled last year. So this week, Dean.
I don't think there's much question about it with his numbers, 269 yards rushing against a top 10 team, Connor Bates.
Yeah. Congratulations, Connor. I'll be out there one day this week with your shirt. And, hey, look, going in there and playing, the number 2 ranked team and coming out with, 270 yards. Gosh.
Yeah, he saved his best for the best.
Well, look, hey, the cream rises to the top, and the great players make big plays in big games, right?
Well, he come in averaging 93, which is good. Nobody's going to sit here and laugh. You only average 93 yards a game. 93 yards a game is very good.
Yeah.
And he gains 269. So nearly 180 over his average. But now he did play this whole game.
Yeah.
I will give him that.
Yeah.
It's not like he couldn't have gained 269 and some others. He just didn't run it a lot, or probably didn't play in the 4th.
Well, this is a good one for him to.
Yeah.
It's a good game to. It's a good game to shine, right?
He is the county leading rusher, and like I said, he's got 1,900 yards in the last 2 years and another 640 this year. I don't know what he had as a freshman, but he's getting on up there. He's got a lot of career yards, and he may leave their leading. He may end up being their leading all-time rusher. I don't know. We'll have to get with Ragsdale on that. But I don't know. They've had some good backs, but he's one of them. You had Trey Littlefield and Ross Livingston, Dakota Lambert. So they've had some good ones,
And Luke.
Weston, Luke, yes. but I don't know if they gained 3,000. They could have, but
yeah, because Riley was QB then. He would he'd take off with it and run with it sometimes too.
Yeah, he did. Well, and they had Weston too,
Yeah,
so they'd run Weston.
Throw him the ball out there, or throw it to Cooper.
Run Cam Weston. I mean, it just wasn't like you. Which they do that now. I mean, they run Connor, John, Noah, like Sadler. They've got 4.
They usually have a group of about 4 or 5, and if you can have that, and you can play defense, and have a decent special teams, or you can be a threat, take a punt back sometimes. You can win a lot of football games, man.
Yeah.
I mean, can't you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, you got 4 or 5 guys that can kind of score from about anywhere.
4. I'd say at least 4. At worst.
Yeah. And you play defense because you know they're going to play defense. Coach Ragsdale, that's his thing. They're going to play defense.
Right.
So congrats, Connor, and all the other teams in the county that won. And that's kind of that for some of our local stuff. And again, we do appreciate it. Thank everybody for
Connor Bates,
all the support, and Mobley Concrete Construction for sponsoring the game of the week. And this week, I don't know. Friday, I'll be somewhere.
I'll be at Cedar Bluff Spring Garden.
Yes, I got it wrote down.
Cherokee County plays at Shades.
Yeah.
San Rock and Collinsville.
Yeah.
Gillsville's at Verbena, which is a long way.
Okay, Matt. I got wrote down Spring Garden at Cedar Bluff. Mm-hmm. Anniston at center the next. Spring Garden at Gillsville or Hoax Bluff at center. Oh, gosh.
Boy, I thought center played at Hoax Bluff.
It's at Hoax Bluff center.
Oh, okay.
Then Alexandria's at center, 18th. And then
did Alexandria win the other night? I saw one thing that said they did and one said they did not.
Yeah, they beat Oneonta.
Okay, it was reported that they did not beat Oneonta.
Rambert at Spring Garden, November. October 25th, Gadsden City versus May Jemison. Southside versus Dallas County. And then we had Rome at East Paulding back a few weeks ago. So it looks like kind of.
And Chattooga and Gordon Lee played this week. That'll be a big game.
Oh, yeah.
Haven't played in a while.
Gordon Lee's yeah.
And of course, Chattooga 5-0. And they're coming up soon. I don't know when, but will have to face Bowden.
Well, good luck with that.
And Trine's undefeated. But, I mean, Bowden's just another animal.
Yes, they are. Yeah. I run across them on NFHS one night, yeah.
It don't matter if you're undefeated. It's Bowden.
They don't care.
No.
So it looks like kind of at Cedar Bluff, and I'm at center. And it's like we're at center or at Hoax Bluff, or we got Gillsville another time.
Mm-hmm.
So Woodward, Gillsville.
That'll be a good one.
Yep.
I heard the Woodville and Raglan game was very good the other night. Now, Raglan ran away with it at the end. They're in that region with Spring Garden and Valley Head. But I heard Raglan looked very good, and it was a very good game for a long part of for a lot of the game. It's just Raglan ran wild at the end. Which, Woodville, I mean, gosh, they've improved so much as a program.
Yes.
I mean,
yeah, Coach done a
remarkable.
I can't take it no more.
Because you know it and I know it. That was a gimme game.
Oh, I know.
Until these boys come over here, these brothers, and I cannot remember their last name for the life of me.
Yeah.
The coaches and them, I'll give them credit for turning that program around. They were brothers. They were the quarterbacks. Yeah. Jackson was one of them's last name.
Marcus played one of them.
They were good.
Yeah, he had trouble tackling him, I remember.
Mm-hmm.
He tore off on a little 3-yard scoot off the left tackle, and Marcus had him lined up, and I could see it coming. I was like, he's going to meet him at the goal line. Now, I knew if Marcus got a hit on him, I don't think he would run through Marcus.
Yeah.
But he stopped.
Last name. There was Jackson and Sam.
He stopped at the one.
Uh-huh.
And Marcus done committed. We went by. He stepped in it.
Oh, they were shifty.
He got up and he was picking mud out of his.
They were shifty.
I went over. I said, what'd you do wrong? He said, I put my head down. That's why you got to keep your head up so you see what you're tackling. Because he just dove early and he missed it. But congratulations, Connor, on Big Diamond Player of the Week. Very well deserved. You play the number 2 team in your region.
Yeah.
and have nearly 300 yards.
No,
and he
that
was
may
sick.
be I don't know. I don't want to get into all that because it'll be a no, it wasn't. I said it could possibly be a school record for yards in a game.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, when y'all tell it, Mark Welch Mark, you had kids out there. Yeah. Coach Rat would know. I mean, he's been there.
Since we've been going, I don't remember. And I remember a lot of great backs and a lot of good games, but I don't remember anybody having 269 yards or more.
Trey, I wish he was on. He would.
Now, Trey gained a lot of yards.
He would know.
Trey gained about 1,700.
And if he knew, he would tell us too.
Yes. Trey may be that school's all-time leading rusher.
Well, he was good.
1,700?
He was hard to tackle. He's like trying to tackle a dump truck.
He's a big guy. Yeah. I mean, I see him over there. I wouldn't fight him.
No.
Like if I made a smart comment about the steak sandwiches. And
here's what you do.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, I'm going to go back and sit in the stands. Trey's a good guy.
Absolutely. Yeah, good folks.
We like him.
Yeah. Him and his wife.
He does the cooking.
His wife's mama went to school with her, know all them, and know all them people forever and ever and ever.
Yeah.
So, congrats, Connor, Player of the Week. I'll be out there one day this week. Big Diamond Player of the Week. Second one for him. Not surprised.
No. He's a good back. He's always been a good back.
Yeah. He tries hard. Dean, you had 1A, 2A scores stuff. You just stuff that you was something interesting like Wadley or Leroy, Brantley's, and all them.
Well, the ones I found the most interesting was obviously Elba 57, Brantley 53.
Yes. What about that?
And how many in Henderson they have? 280?
Yeah.
Okay, here's my question. Can Elba, they're so explosive, and Brantley was ranked high. Can they win this state title?
Elba?
Do you think Elba can? I mean, I'd lost a couple of games, though, and they give up 80 in a ball game.
Well,
they're just so explosive. And he's the best player in the state, probably.
Yeah, he's one of them for sure. Absolutely. Let's see the rest of their let their schedule. Elba 120 to 14-17 against Goshen. That's who they got this week.
Elba does.
Yes.
And Goshen's very good.
Yes.
Very good.
They got Goshen. That'll be a tough game. Red Level, Pleasant Home, Georgiana, and Florala. So, and this Goshen team I'm pretty sure they're undefeated. No, but Highland Home beat them.
Yeah, Highland Home's very good.
And Highland Home is undefeated. They've beat Barber County, Charles Henderson, Strawn, and Zion Chapel. They've only give up 30 points this year.
Highland Home's been good for quite a while.
Look at that. That's how many points they've give up this year.
About 5 straight years. Remember? Yeah.
21-0-0-0-9.
I don't know where Highland Home is, but they can play. So that was an interesting one, I thought. Another one I thought, which I think's 2A. You can correct me if I'm wrong, Matt. Randolph County and Lee Scott, 44-21. Is Randolph 2A, or did they move up?
Where are they at?
But I got some more scores if they are 3A. There's a
down.
lot of swapping back and forth.
I had it wrote down.
We can still talk about it, though. Lee Scott had been mauling folks. How good is Randolph County again?
Yeah, well.
Wow.
What did I do with it? I'm going to find it here. I promise. Yes, right there. Randolph County, Lee Scott, 44-21.
44-21.
They are 3A.
Okay, never mind. But that still has shocked me. Back to 1A and 2A, Reeltown beat Lochapoka 27-13. I was surprised how close that was. And of course, you asked JB at some point during the week.
Yeah, we need to get him back on probably next week.
Maybe Lochapoka's good again. I hadn't heard much out of him in a long time.
They always got some players kicking around down there.
And and Pisgah and Plainview, big matchup, but Pisgah pulls away 39-14.
Still undefeated.
Berry 50-18 over South Lamar. I think Berry's for real.
Yeah, I know.
I think they may go deep in 1A.
They're just clicking right along.
And they'll be in that north. So you're going to have Spring Garden, Valley Head, Berry, all up in the north. And here's another one in 1A that's
Huckleberg.
I didn't see that one, but Winterboro beat Donahoe 42-0. And I
Yeah.
heard Winterboro is loaded.
Their tailback, they had
because that's where all the kids from Talladega Central are going.
They got a tailback that's running for some yards down there.
Winterboro, yeah, Hackleburg won again.
Yeah, Hackleburg still 4-0. They beat Addison 30-14.
That's a big win.
I've seen Aliceville in person. I've seen Addison in person. That's a good win. I mean,
well, I think up north, Matt, you got to watch out for Barry and Winterboro.
Yeah, Wadley.
Obviously Wadley, but is there a chance?
No.
I don't know. The North's tough.
No
chance they get upset by them. You don't think? Now, Winterboro and Wadley will play.
Yep.
In this regular season. Now, Barry won't. Barry's way
over. And Wadley, and guess who is at Wadley this week?
Who?
Glenwood Academy.
Oh my gosh, that'll be a battle. That'll be a good game.
If
you're in that area, go.
Oh, that's where you need to be at.
That.
Go to Wadley.
I'm not going back to Wadley.
Go back down the turn beside that store and make about 3 different turns. Go down Possum Trot to Raccoon Trail to Deer Mountain Lodge Road, and just look over the trees and keep looking for the lights. And you pull up there and you go up there and park around the side and walk up there to the gravel, and there you are at Wadley. Just down in a little bowl there, and they got a sidewalk up around the back and kind of little small bleachers over there on the visitor side. Nice bleachers, you know. By God, they're going to line up and play football.
That's a rough trip.
Terrible trip.
Well,
it's as bad as going to Auburn.
It's a terrible trip. And on the way back, when we went that time, Jesse was a baby. And he kept repeating himself. And you know what are you going to do? Reach back there and slap him? No. He's like, Johnson. I don't think that was what he was saying, but he just kept doing it. And this went on, and the trip's long. And I'm just about ready. I'm like, my gosh.
That's I don't.
But the trip.
It's a hard trip.
It's a very hard
If you've never been to Wadley, you don't want to go by yourself.
No.
Because there's just.
No, it's definitely off the winding road.
Very.
Yes.
I mean, it's like one-lane bridge. When there's one part, there's a one-lane bridge, and you kind of go across it and you stop, and it kind of forks, and there's another road coming into it. And you kind of branch off to the right, and you go down there and you turn left, and you can start seeing the lights over in the trees. You don't want to get a flat or car run out of gas. There ain't a street light, nothing. Ain't no street lights. There's nothing.
No. There's not a store.
No.
I mean, you go 30, 40 minutes before you get.
You don't even see a house.
Yeah.
Maybe a long driveway back in the woods somewhere.
And they've had some good football programs.
Or
good years. They've got a good football program. They ain't had a bunch of good football programs. They've got one football program. But
that's in that belt, Randolph County and all them. So Wadley.
Don't mistake it. It ain't right there at Randolph County. It's in close, but it ain't.
No, not close. Yeah.
It's not.
Other 2As, Tuscaloosa Academy still 5-0. Coosa Christian 4-1. Only give up. Their starters have give up. What was it?
Oh gosh, 3 or 4 points a game. 30.
They've give up. What was that? I sent to you. They give up a touchdown. No, they've give up 2 touchdowns. Besides Pierce County, they hadn't really give up many points.
Well, Matt, tell them who they got this week.
Yeah, right in the Goshen. Of course, I told you they lost to Highland Home. Decatur Heritage defeated Tharptown. Winston County still undefeated. They beat Cold Springs.
Besides Winston County, moving on. Besides Pierce County, which won 2A in Georgia, Coosa has give up 2 touchdowns. The starters have give up 0.
Yeah.
Now they did against Pierce.
Yeah, of course. Well, good gracious.
I don't think there's a lot of shame in that.
No.
I think you beat yourself up because Pierce beat you. Dang it. What
are we doing right here? Shut the program down. This is garbage. Kind of football we playing.
We don't lose. You lose to Pierce County.
Sweetwater's 2-2 right now. Don't sleep on them, okay? Don't forget, because they're 2-2. They beat McIntosh, I know, and Georgiana beat Kingston. So that's 1-2.
Yeah, they beat them 48-0.
For 1A and 2A stuff. 4A stuff. Alexandria 38-21 over Aniana.
Yeah, see, I got a report on the radio that Aniana beat them. I'm like, that don't make no sense.
No. Jackson beat Mobile Christian.
Who is
49-7?
Okay.
I need some stats from
and
that
I don't
game.
want to interrupt.
Please, somebody send me some stats from Jackson.
Who is the South favorite in 4A?
Jackson.
Okay.
Because
I thought so.
They're 4A region. Are they region 1? Or yeah, I think so.
So
or
they're
two. 1 or 2.
They've lost a game or two though, hasn't they?
Well, they lost to Saraland.
Oh, okay. Kind of like losing to Pierce County.
Yeah, okay. And next, West Morgan wins again. They beat Hatton. They beat them by 30.
And I found out this weekend, or Thursday or Friday, that the kids that went to Cortland and Hazelwood go to Hatton. So now there's some athletes there. So those kids that live in that little town of Cortland, that's what I was told. I don't know if it's true. They go to Hatton High School.
Well, West Morgan beat them by 4 touchdowns.
Is West Morgan as good as they were?
Well, I guess so. Ain't nobody beat them yet, have they?
No. They've lost one game of the last, 19?
They're 5-0.
And that was by 1 point.
Yeah, they lost Cherokee County last year. That was a good game. I was there.
Was it in the semis?
Yeah.
Or the quarters?
Semi. That was to go to state, I'm pretty sure. Was it? No. They had to come back and play Westminster, I remember, next weekend because I didn't get to go. They had to come right back up there and go right up the road to Westminster. And they beat them pretty good to go to state.
So they're 17-1 with a 1 point loss in their last 18 games. West Morgan.
Well, Dean, what do you think about 37-18? The fighting Sextons up there, Coach Rob.
Wow.
He's just going to line up and he's just going to hit you, and they just going to run the football and they're going to play defense, Dean.
I know that they rushed for 350 in that ball game. I read up on it before we got there, just lining up and running. And then you know what the article said?
Yeah.
Most of it right up the middle. They're just running right at the linebackers and saying, "You stop it. We're coming at you all night."
This region, and I know it's not time yet. Cherokee County players, don't listen to me right now. Cut your fingers in your ears and go la 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 la. But you got Shays Valley this week, okay? And Hopes Bluff, you have Glencoe, so don't listen to Uncle Matt.
Yeah.
So I'll say it real quietly.
Rivalry.
Cherokee County and Hopes Bluff's gonna line up and be a good game.
Yeah, it's got the potential to be.
But there's still more games to play. Yes. Cherokee County still got to play Anniston. They're very athletic, very fast. Let's not forget about that.
Anniston's one of them teams that can sneak up on them.
Absolutely, they are.
But this Hopes Bluff, except when Tyron Dupree was the quarterback and they played in the playoffs, this is going to be the most anticipated Hopes Bluff center matchup in a long time. In 8 years? Longer, maybe?
Yeah, but if he's on watching.
Well, when was Dupree their
start? He gave me a date one time.
That was Dupree played. Did Dupree make a pro team? Tyron. Did he?
Yeah. Did he what?
Did he make a pro team?
Oh, I don't know. He's been to some workouts and stuff, and
I didn't know if he did or signed as a free agent.
Yeah.
So anybody that knows that,
I see his uncle all the time. Yeah. I hadn't asked him. He's right now. I think he's just working and stuff.
I keep hearing a lot of stories about guys going to play up in Canada.
Yes, I think he was offered that, but
I've heard more and more. I think he wanted to
try to stay here if he could, but yeah, they are. Trent Richardson went up there and stayed a year.
Yeah,
a few years ago. Now he's coaching at Hoover now. What's up, JB? Tell us about Reeltown. Speaking of, and I ain't going to talk no more about Cherokee County Hopes Bluff because it's like talking about Georgia and Alabama, which we can now because it will be here Saturday.
Georgia's playing, not Georgia. Hopes Bluff playing very well.
They got Glencoe. Coach Rob don't want to hear, and he told Coach Short on the show, he said, I know y'all are going to talk about us playing center, but right now I got Glencoe. And Coach Kelly
in that community.
And Coach Kelly said, I don't care about Hopes Bluff. I don't care about Anniston. We got Shades Valley Friday night. That's how we're going to load the bus and go play. I don't give two rats about.
Well, yeah, you can't look that far ahead.
No, we're right now. Tomorrow, practice, they're inserting for Shades Valley. He ain't even going to think about Hopes Bluff. He don't want the guys thinking about it. That's what you're supposed to do. Because you don't. You know what I thought about? I'm going to move on from this. We'll go to the other score. On schedules for high school teams, don't even put the team you play in. I mean,
you draw it out that Friday.
Just a date. You just get a date on the board in the weight room. Here's the Fridays we're playing. Da 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 da. This date's homecoming. We're
You
off.
can still go over their plays during the week, but you don't tell them who.
No, I mean, once Monday gets there, say, okay, we're playing Shays Valley Friday. Okay, because it really shouldn't matter.
Yeah,
it shouldn't matter who you're playing. And I'm gonna get into that about Auburn in a little bit. That's a big problem.
Mm-hmm.
Too much thinking. It's the same. Some things that just never change.
Mm-hmm.
And just make a schedule with just don't even put the logos or nothing.
Yeah. But you tell them on Monday.
Yeah, I guess if they want, well, they can look anyway because like we're going to put a schedule out. But from us as a coach,
yeah,
I don't think it matters.
He don't in college football because I don't
know.
Oklahoma will lose to Tennessee and then beat Penn State by 36 points Saturday, which they're not playing Penn State. I'm just giving an example.
3A. Bayside Academy 14, Formation 0, 563-0 over Asbury. Gordo's
good.
They're clicking along right now.
They're good.
61-18 over Midfield.
My gosh,
they're 4-1 right now.
They've been hammering a lot of folks. Gordo and Thomasville, they're my sleeper. Not sleeper. They're two teams to watch out for in 3A.
Locust Fort, 51-44. That game went down to.
I bet Embry had
the last
500 yards.
It's on Bonin put up something for him
yesterday. About Embry.
Yeah.
He had 992 in the first 3 games, and he got hurt.
It's over 1,000. I remember seeing something was like 12 or 1,300 something, all purpose.
He's probably something. And that's combined now. I don't think that's just rushing, is it?
And here's another one. Right, this team. Look, man, we got some teams that are on crash courses. Mars Hill 31, Lauderdale County 14.
Mars Hill's.
Coach Higgins, he rides bulls, he boxes butterbean, and he coaches winning football teams.
Mars Hill is awesome.
Have you seen him play?
No, I'm just talking about this year. And I've never saw him play.
Bro.
I know they had 500 yards in the state championship game. That told me all I needed.
About 3 years ago, Coach Benefield called him up there. I think him and Higgins hooked up, played a jamboree. It was Logan Anderson's freshman debut.
Mm-hmm.
I'm standing on the sideline. And Bo said, well, there's Logan. That's Peyton's little brother. So, okay. Well, first play, Mars Hill tears that around the end. And Logan just, lights him up. I think this is a jamboree. They're kind of going to be just
no.
Logan, not just, he hit him.
Uh-huh.
Next play, they hit back. And this goes on in a jamboree up there at 5 for the whole half. They're knocking the crap out of each other.
Mars Hill's got some football.
Their line was big. I got some pictures. They're on the page back. It's years ago. This might have been before COVID or right after. I got a football team. What about the old Piedmont Beer Dogs?
Playing
Coach Miller.
On fire.
He's figured this team out.
Yeah.
He's got the guys in the right place. 38-10 over former coach Steve Smith.
Last year.
Coach Miller, take care of business over former Coach Smith. Shout out to Winston. If you're watching tonight, hope you're doing great, Mr. Winston. Hope to see you soon.
And this is just a side note, but I know that Pinto and Bethel had 50 catches before this game, between them. 50. Their quarterback's thrown for 1,000,000 yards. I mean.
Can you compare coaches like to college, and we're going to do college in a minute. You take what you have and you make it, you just do it with what you have.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Coach Miller's done.
Well, and I'm not.
He took advantage of Cherokee County's knock your face off and drowned you in the lake, bring you back to life, and then bury you out in the backyard defense.
Yeah.
That's how they play, right? Coach Chandler, Coach Henderson, Coach Turner. The defense Cherokee County is, everybody knows they're head
They're nasty.
So you throw it out away from all them guys. He took advantage of that's what you do. I
told Levi when we sat down at that game, I said, watch Piedmont's receivers. They'll beat you if they get a chance. And, I know he was thinking, they'll throw it to him 5 or 6 times. You know how many times he targeted him to against center that night? 35. 35.
Well, you just get the ball to you guys, right?
They didn't even try to run it, which,
Yeah.
I mean, the center had it snuffed anyway.
Well, I mean, center won't throw it, get the ball to the Frampton playmaker or Mosley. They want to hand it off to Tay or Keyshawn or Tristan or, I mean, that's what they want to, I mean, you get your ball to the guys. That's the point. That's how you win.
Yeah,
right?
you got it. I mean, there don't need to be any game, and Coach Miller knows this. There don't need to be any game that we ever hear about where Bethel was targeted once and
no.
twice.
Dang, listen to this. I'm going to go back through this. Let me tell you these teams that's winning here.
Mm-hmm.
Bayside Academy.
Yeah.
5, Gordo, Locust Fort, Mars Hill, Piedmont, Thomasville 62-6 over Wilcox County.
Drilling folks.
Listen to these teams I just said. Mm-hmm. Who's going to win out of all them? Who?
I'm leaning with
Thomasville, Piedmont, Mars Hill.
I'm leaning with Thomasville because Thomasville's won 4A before. And they're beating everybody 50 points.
Let me lean on you again here. T.R. Miller, 33, Hillcrest Evergreen, 28.
Yeah, that's too good. They're south, though, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. T.R. Miller. Walter Wellborn.
Who's won 4A more than once.
Walter Wellborn's taking care of business over here.
They're doing better.
26-14 beat Sachs.
Mm-hmm.
Randolph County, Lee Scott, 44-21. You said this earlier.
Randolph County, for real. And not to move too far ahead, Randolph County and Oaks Bluff play week 11.
Yeah.
Week 10.
It's their last game.
Well, you talk about a matchup.
Well, I think it's at Randolph, ain't it?
It may be time to go to Wedowee.
I think
Wedowee.
Is it?
Yes, it's in Wedowee. That's what Sexton told me.
Let's see here. Oaks Bluff. That will be.
I thought he told me that.
Oh, it's at home.
Okay. I thought he said that.
The last 2 games, they got Aniana and then Randolph County at home. They go to Asheville. They got Cherokee County at Asheville, Aniana, and Randolph last.
Okay, well, then I was wrong.
Randolph County is undefeated. They've beat Woodlawn, Central Coosa, Dadeville, Lee Scott Academy, and they got Ramburn this week.
Ramburn,
at Ramburn. Ramburn's they're 3-2. They lost to Mount Zion, Georgia, and they lost to Reeltown, 48-0.
Reeltown beat them worse than Mount Zion, Georgia did.
Yeah.
How good is Reeltown? I'm looking at scores.
How good is Mount Zion?
Chattooga beat Mount Zion 45-20. They've got some athletes. They couldn't stop Cook.
School-wise size, are they big as?
They're 600-700.
Oh my goodness! So they're Fort Payne.
Yes.
Gadsden City.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
South
not
side.
quite Gadsden City. Probably South Side.
6A.
Yeah. They'd be a 6A. 5. Big 5.
So Gadsden City's 6A.
Yeah.
South Side. Okay.
Oh, I meant to tell you, I know, but you may be going to go over it. Gunnersville beat A-Rab by a field goal.
Oh, man, I put the video on page. Thank you, Kevin. Daniel Kevin sent that video out there.
Gunnersville.
Georgiana will
beat
be a tough
A-Rab
game.
3 touchdowns. And many have picked Gunnersville to win the state championship. Some have.
Yes, Mark Bailey stats on, well, I'll tell you right here. Find the team. Let's see here. We'll go to old Locust Fork.
No, Embry.
I'm sure we can.
Where's he going?
I think I've read Jacksonville's. JSU has offered him, I think. They're.
I would say he could play anywhere. He may not be a D1 player, but he's a D something.
They're off this week. They come back and they go to Piedmont.
Locust Fork. Ooh, be a fun one.
In 2 weeks. Where am I going to be at? I'll go see Dino play.
Can we film that? What's his name?
Dino Embry.
Dino?
That's what they call him, yeah, Dino.
Huh. I've been Dean my whole life. Nobody's ever called me Dino. But my cousin up in Cleveland, Dino.
Oh, where's Starkey at? What's the stats on Dino? Glenwood School last here, 62-38 over Baloo.
62 to what?
38.
They're scoring a lot of points. They're not having a lot of trouble. They're good. Very good.
Actually, let's see here. Let's see. I'll tell you. I meant to write this down. They're in 3A Region 4. They're in Phoenix City, Dean.
Phoenix City.
They've scored 205 and they've given up 108. On the schedule, they have Wadley this weekend, be a huge game. Mm-hmm. Then they get to go right back up there and play Randolph County.
Oh, my gosh.
Then they got Dadeville. Then they got Lee Scott Academy.
Oh, my gosh.
They're going to go through there.
Who they beat so far?
They beat Valley, Elba, BB Commerce, Childersburg, and Ballou.
They beat Elba. How bad did they beat Elba?
49-22.
They just stopped Henderson, huh? I got to see a picture of Henderson soon. I've never saw Alvin.
Oh,
Henderson.
really?
No. But they're already talking about Alvin Henderson in Chattooga.
Let me show you. He's on my Twitter. I'll find him.
Because they're talking about Cook being 4th in the country. No. And it's like some dude named Henderson from Alabama's won.
Where's this? Well, here it is. ALVINHENDRS. There he is. There's about 84 Alvin Hendersons.
That's it is a popular nickname. No, name, not nickname.
That's what I hate about Twitter.
Well, I can look him up. I just wondered if he looked the part like Fluff does.
I think Fluff's a little
foot buffer.
Yeah, a little thicker.
I got a picture of Fluff with his shirt off. I know people are like, why? But it's the most ridiculous photo I've ever seen. He looks like a pro player.
Yeah, I mean,
he looks like a professional.
The picture that he was playing when he played against, we're talking about Fluff when they played against Cherokee County.
Yeah. Yeah. He looks fast.
Very.
Lean, tall, not skinny, but built up.
That's him up there. You kind of get a look at his thighs or his legs and arms. And
stuff. Oh, my God. Yeah.
That was Greenwood there.
People just have a hard time. He wears on his opponents, I'm sure.
Well, I mean,
but plus he's got great speed.
There's against Kingston, he had 354 yards.
Wow. He does have video game numbers. And a lot of people's like, why is he not playing somewhere else? Well, guys, Elba is not surrounded by a bunch of big schools.
There you go. You can look at this one. This is him running the ball here. Kind of good to look at his shoulders and legs. See his speed, how he takes off.
Yeah. And Elba's got a storied football history.
Yes.
So I don't think there's nothing wrong with a guy, whether he plays to play for Alabama, Auburn, Georgia, with him staying at Elba.
No, look at it. You can see his linemen here. They look like, I mean, that boy there look like Marcus. He's a normal looking 6 foot, 200 pounder. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They don't have 6'6", 400-pound linemen, and he's rushing for 300 a game.
I will say I'm happy. I'm happy he stayed there.
Oh, I know. And you know, there's people tried to.
Oh gosh!
Look at that jump cut. Nice jump cut.
But he's probably like, you know what? It don't make a difference where I'm playing. I'm gonna play.
He's you see how he jumps in the hole round. So he's got good vision. Hang on a second here.
I'm sure.
I mean, you don't see nothing like Henderson banned from school for, you don't see nothing like that. I mean, and looking at his Twitter,
I got to text somebody that told me to text him when we go to college. They didn't want to hear the high school stuff. You believe that?
That's odd. It's usually the reverse. But like followed him on Twitter. I don't see nasty language.
No.
With Alvin, I don't see dirty jokes. I don't see stuff rude about ladies, or he don't even post dirty music really.
No. And he's 6,000, 8,000 yards career.
Yeah.
I think 9,000 all purpose. Was that him or was that Wilkes?
They're pretty close the same.
So they're both going to have 10, 11, 12.
Yeah, they're both 10,000 yard guys.
10,000. Let me tell you something. If you gain 10,000 yards in high school,
those are Derrick Henry.
And I don't care if you combine passing, rushing,
punt returns,
interception returns. You can even have them. 10,000?
That's.
Well, I'll go in and put it like this. There's not one. Cody Blanchard's the closest.
Yeah.
9,300. I did read that. 9,300 is a lot.
That's crazy. He was Mr. Alabama.
And Carnell was close to 10. And Mac Campbell was way over 10.
Heard a story about him the other day. Cherokee County went down there and played him. He said, boy, he's the greatest ever played against. He said, but he had a tough night against us down there one night. He said he didn't. He said we did him pretty good. I mean, he still had 100 yards, but he didn't have 200.
He wasn't like you thought. He was tough.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm sure he ran wild in games, but it wasn't. I went one night and watched him play, and they bottled him up all night, and it got down towards the end. Heflin was real good then, Cleveland County.
Coach Short.
And I don't know if Short was. I guess he was. And he was on staff for sure. And he just broke one late in the game. They gave it to him, right? Gone. Ball game. So Short's got good stories and they're accurate.
Oh, I know. I love
one thing I know about Short stories, they're not exaggerated.
No, he just kind of tells them this is, what we did.
But they don't seem to be exaggerated.
No, I asked him about Prothrow. We was at that camp this summer. I said, when did you know that Tyron Prothrow was,
special?
He said, about 7th, 8th grade. He could squat a lot.
Yeah.
And he was just, so was he muscly? And he said, not really. He was just hard, like all over his chest, his back. I mean, he was just a little running muscle. I mean, he's those kind of guy, you just can't do nothing with him.
He's like Johnson down at, I'll keep my eye on him. Was it Kylan at Coosa Christian?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, we've heard not just from the coaches at Coosa Christian, just how unbelievable this kid's going to be before it's over with. Well,
I've seen.
He already started as an 8th grader.
Brick Boy does their video stuff, and I run across Brick Boy stuff because I follow him, and he's broke loose several plays. I don't know how many he's got rushing already.
I know he didn't like it when I told him I could out jump him.
He don't.
I mean, I think he's like, who is this guy?
Yeah, who's this guy?
But
because he don't have much to say.
No, I'm saying his vertical leaps in the 30s, wouldn't you?
It's probably close.
Yeah. He's 14.
Let's run through these and we'll get off high school stuff. This is next week games.
Okay.
Piedmont hosts BB Comer. Bellyheads at North Sand. Fifes at Coosa Thursday. Gadsden City hosts Bob Jones. It's 3-2. Glenwood's at Wadley. And then Glenwood will be at Randolph County.
Wow. Back to back.
Elba hosts 3-1 Goshen. 2A Goshen against 1A 3-2 Elba.
Elba's playing a tough schedule.
1A Brantley 3-1 hosts 2A Highland Home 4-0.
Wow.
Highland Home has scored 232. They have given up 30.
Oh, Highland Homers.
Andalusia 5A will be at Beauregard. Boaz is at Geraldine. Interesting. Catholics at Saraland, both 5-0. What a game. What a game this night here will be. Central Clay is at 5-0 Scottsboro.
That is going to be a ball game.
Golly, I want to go. Let's go Scottsboro. Let's go to.
That will be a ball game.
Scottsboro,
Central Clay has just absolutely been
How far is
smashed.
Scottsboro from here? An hour? It ain't that far.
9:15.
Is it over an hour?
It's right at it.
It's not. Is it before Gunnersville or after?
It's probably an hour.
Is it after Gunnersville? I can't remember. I always get
you
mixed
go
up.
to Rangeville and you go on to Section, then you go down the mountain and you're in Scottsboro. I would say an hour.
Oh, that's an hour. Yeah,
hour and 5 minutes at the most.
Yeah,
depending on traffic.
Hour and a half, you can stop and get a burger.
Yes.
Okay.
I did not know them two played.
Bro, that's Catholic at Saraland, and then Clay is at Scottsboro. I bet that's where Starkey will be at. I bet that's where because he was at the Gunnersville game this weekend, Arab, at the field goal game. 4A, Sardis and Alexandria. Anniston at Pleasant Grove. Bibb County at Northridge. I'm just looking for the kind of like undefeated teams.
Mm-hmm.
Poor old Geneva, 0-4. That 1-3 Slocum. Hanley's at Lynette.
Might be a good one.
Oh yeah,
Lynette plays them well.
They do.
I know. So we're Hanley won big, 63-20.
And there's a lot of games on here, guys. You can go Max Preps or wherever and find whatever. Op plays at Destiny, Florida. West Limestone plays 0-4 East Limestone. 3A, BB Comer at Piedmont. We just said that. Carbon Hill at Oakman. Other good games kicking around. Undefeated is Glenwood School at Wadley. We've talked about that one.
I just think that'll be an excellent
God, I couldn't drive. I can't make that trip. You'd have to give me a sleeping pill and then wake me up when we get there. It's just terrible. It's like going to Auburn. They ain't nothing down there. It's just a bad drive.
Yeah, that's the kind of and
it's terrible drive.
I can't say that. I'll say it off camera. That's a game
it's just hard to go down there.
Go to, but you're not, and you're right. You know,
you have to be drinking or something.
That's the one we'd go to when we were 19 and be drunk. Not now, but
Randolph County at Ramburn. Hey, Sylvania's at Plainview, but Plainview's 1-3. T.R. Miller 5-0 at UMS Wright. That'd be a good game.
I heard Jeremy Pruitt was their head coach.
Yeah.
Or interim right now. His mother's sick and his dad's taking care of her.
Yeah. All prayers to them and their family. Hope
How do you argue with that?
Works out. Hope that works out great.
Coach, you don't know what you're talking about.
You shut your face hole. Get out of my freaking locker room.
Really? I used to coach at Tennessee.
Yeah, I did work with Nick Saban. Westbrook Christian at Munford. 2A ball game here. Let's run through some of these. We talked about Goshen's at Elba, Horseshoe Bend at White Plains, Lochapoka at Beulah.
A long way too, brother.
Pisgah at 4-1 Randolph. Red Base 0-4. What's going on down there?
They're never bad.
We played them in playoffs. His sophomore year. Yeah.
And Red Base probably one of the better programs in the state that's never won a championship.
Yeah, they're right there on the line, Mississippi. I mean, you can throw a rock.
I mean, they've been semis, quarters.
Did they change coaches?
They must have.
I don't know.
They've always.
It's just been. I've noticed a big fall off. I don't know.
I don't know
what happened. Trying to look for some good matchups here, Dane.
They don't have a bad history.
2-3. Susan Moore's going to be at Aniana. Addison 3-2 at Good Hope. This is 1A. Hubbard, Holy Spirit. Lynn at Cold Springs. Gosh, not a lot of 1A undefeated. Spring Garden at Cedar Bluff. Maples 4-0.
Teams undefeated anymore.
Where there's just the 1A is very lopsided. It's like 4-0 teams, and there's like 2-2 teams.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not a lot at all. Not a lot at all. Any big 5A teams, Dean, you want to talk about?
I'm kind of interested in Gunner and Clay, which you already
Parker's at Hoover.
Hoover.
Yeah. Yeah, be a good game.
I think you play
and we Carrollton just watched,
and you play Hoover.
Now they played guys. Look, Carrollton's good. Their tailback's great. Parker's quarterback's like going to Miami. Their Parker's running back, cornerback, receiver, Naheem Alford is committed to Ohio State. Auburn's trying to flip him. I don't know how much money they probably give him to try to get him to come over there.
Let me tell you something.
Hey, what about Mountain Brook this week?
Yeah.
Oxford beat them. Dean,
Oxford's good.
Well,
and look, Moody beat Helena.
Yeah. You don't go to – have you seen Mountain Brook play?
Oh, yeah. They're very disciplined.
They
run like that Notre Dame box.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
They shift they're just all over the place. And their coach was Coach Short's offensive coach back some time ago.
Oh, okay.
Wow. That's a huge win. Maybe it's too big to me because I'm just always amazed. People, if y'all haven't seen Mountain Brook, they're a team you need to go watch.
Yeah. Yeah, they're a little different.
It's very different. You better have your darn lunch ready and some snacks too, some crackers and beef jerky. They're hard to beat. They're like praying for 5.
Yeah,
they just are. So hey, shout out Coach Adams.
Yeah.
Memes. They got Richardson kid that's good. Oxford's gonna be tough.
Yes, very.
They got a football team.
Yeah, Oxford's always good, but I mean, I think they may make a run at this thing.
Undefeated's for 7A. Austin's 4-0. I don't. Hewitt Trussell's at Pinson Valley. Pinson Valley's 1-4.
Yeah, they're not done well this year.
Orange Beach will host Robertsdale. Bob Jones at Gadsden City.
That might be a good game. Bob Jones and GC.
Yeah.
Seriously, it could be.
It's an hour and 20 to Scottsboro. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Friday
night. Mason. They're up there now.
Hour and 20. Oh, to down.
From here to there, yeah.
To the school. Because you do go a little ways.
After you get down that way.
Yes, you do. So he's probably right. Now you can get to the Scottsboro city limits and the restaurants.
But it's like going down like from here to Leesburg. You got to go on.
Yeah, you got to get off on the 4-lane or the highway 72, and you go a little bit. So it's probably, yeah.
There's some good games this weekend, guys. Some really good games. Hey, thank y'all for coming by and hit the darn subscribe button. I mean, I know you probably hadn't subscribed. We got a lot of people. I go back on YouTube will show you. Like if you got watchers that haven't subscribed, we got a lot of watchers that don't subscribe. I mean,
we're not.
I mean, like 80% of the watchers are not subscribed.
Right. They're just watching.
Yeah. If you get 100 views on YouTube,
all you got to do is
you just hit the button there. I mean, Facebook will have, 800 or 1,000 watch, but, subscribe to the channel. We'll throw the scores back up here. Cherokee County 47-0 over White Plains. Cedar Bluff 41-24 over Section. Satin Rock 13, Pleasant Valley 20, and Spring Garden 32-13. And one more time. Gunner Bates, Big Diamond Player of the Week. We'll get out there to you this week with your shirt. We do appreciate you. And we're going to do what Mark Welch hates. College football. Stupid. Why don't you talk about that crap?
Oh, yeah. We got to talk about it a little.
I got some stuff to talk about. So y'all hang on and come back and hang out with us. We're going to take 2 and 2 and fill our water bottles back up. All right, hang on. Thank y'all for coming by and hanging out with us. This is week 4 college coverage. Thank you to our sponsor at Warrior Gym for letting you make this part of the show.
Sorry, I wasn't talking.
Big popular part of the show. And there's some good things to say, some bad things.
Few upsets this weekend, eh?
I did have a question for the group. Is Bama equal to Miami, and is Auburn equal to Florida State? Y'all tell me.
I'd say they're all both about the same right now.
AP poll, Dean, let's look at it. Let's just start it with this.
Hey, and Florida State, congrats. Got on WB Cali yesterday.
Can you see that?
It was close. Yes. You got Texas 1.
Texas, Georgia,
Okay.
Ohio State, Alabama, Tennessee.
Tennessee 5. Who's
Yes.
at 6 right there?
Ole Miss.
Oh, okay.
Uh-oh.
I did not do my top 10. Let me do it right now.
Okay, make sure we could hear it.
Okay. How you can keep Ohio State out.
No, you got to keep them in the top 5. I'm kind of mighty. I keep hitting this microphone one more time.
I mean, it's just getting. I got Tennessee 7, I guess.
Yeah, I don't. This top.
I didn't move them
top
because none of those other guys have lost.
I'm okay with this top 25. Where are y'all at? What do you people think?
I'm okay. Go over some of the top 10.
That's Oregon. 6 through 10 is Ole Miss, Miami, Oregon, Penn State, Utah. Cam Rising. What are they doing?
Is he not their QB again?
They won't tell. He may play this Saturday. Saturday comes out. He don't play.
I don't understand.
They won 22-19 over Oklahoma State.
And they beat Oklahoma State.
Wilson had a touchdown and threw 2 picks. Rising still out. Their receiver had 182. Had 456 total yards.
Wow. Without Rising.
Yeah, and Gordon only had 42 yards rushing.
So they stopped Gordon and had 456 yards.
22-19.
Big win.
11 through 15, Mizzou almost blew it.
Vandy's better, but that was a big. How about Michigan?
Michigan just run the ball.
Wow.
Number 12, USC. I had a dirty feeling.
I gotta see those stats.
I told you Tuesday night. I said I did pick USC to win. I'm not going to sit here and claim like I'm the guru. I know everything, but I'll tell you the truth. I did say this could be a trap game. When you're playing up there, man, the big house ain't somewhere that you just go show up and play every Friday.
No, you don't just go up there and just drill.
No. LSU 14, Coach Kelly's figuring out a way to hang on in there. Louisville, they're playing.
They're playing very good.
They're playing good football right now.
Playing very good. I agree with that. I don't know that USC should have dropped any. I think LSU should possibly maybe be over them.
16 through 20.
But they beat LSU, so never mind.
Yeah, Notre Dame, 16. 17, hey, freaking Klubnik, just 209 yards and 3 darn touchdowns, just smoked up like a big old crazy cigarette. Smoke McCall.
59.
McCall didn't even play. The alternate guy threw the ball. 436 total yards for North Carolina State. 59-35. Let me tell you where I was wrong this summer. I bragged and I boasted and I tooted the horn on. I did a whole show on them, 20 minutes.
Who?
North Carolina State.
Well, and I didn't think it was a bad prediction. We did the same for Virginia Tech, and they lost again. The Rutgers.
And I'm telling you, looking around the camera to say, I was wrong. I missed that one.
And Boston College has got a good football team.
But when I tell you I'm right about something, don't try to argue with me about it because I'll fight with you over it.
If you were right.
Yeah. But
yeah.
Like Auburn, I said in the summer, this is exactly where you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
I don't know why people are freaking out.
Well, I thought the Arkansas-Auburn game,
surprised.
I thought it was a toss-up.
Yes, it was. I didn't expect the Cal loss.
I did not expect the Cal loss, but this one, I'm not shocked that Arkansas beat Auburn.
18.
Or that if Auburn had beat Arkansas.
Illinois 19. Oklahoma State 20. 21 through 25, Oklahoma. BYU,
golly,
where their third wife come up there and cheerleaded for the team, and then their fourth wife called plays, and they just go in there and just pulled down no britches.
4 touchdowns.
Just beat the crap out of it.
Well, Kansas State's had a tough schedule. They're wore out. I'm telling you, they're wore out.
A&M's hanging in there, and one of our favorites right now. I like Boise State.
Yeah, Northern Illinois got beat. They're out. Nebraska got beat in overtime. They're not arrived yet. They're better, though. And we said they were better. I mean, we're not saying.
No, it's the same with Auburn. It's going to take time. We're talking about terrible programs that's been running the mud for years. Mm-hmm. Years.
Oh, I saw something that said the fire rule.
Oh, crap.
I wanted to get on there and say something. Who are you?
I don't. Like with Freeze, I'm not going to start calling for the coach. I'll tell you some things, though, in a minute when we do Auburn. But 1 through 12, right now the playoffs. Right now you would have who would be the
non-major?
Who would be that?
Boise, wouldn't it?
Is it Boise?
I mean, if they did it right now.
Okay, so Boise would play.
Wait, is that right?
Who's the non-conference, non-Power 5 team?
That would be Boise.
Be the number 1 non-Power 5.
It'd have to be Boise, wouldn't it?
Tulane,
you got 21 through 25. No.
Oklahoma, BYU, K-State, A&M.
Yeah, it'd be Boise.
Okay, so Boise would play, 1 through 4. But now, again, I have to remind people, the AP poll is not going to be the playoff. Mm-hmm. So if you did the playoff based on the AP, so what I'm going to do just to play a fun game right now for the next 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Boise State would play Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
And then you would get into Michigan plays Ole Miss.
Good game.
Missouri plays Utah.
Wow.
And
Oregon plays
Penn State.
Wow.
And then, wait a minute. No, see, 12 would be, Missouri plays Utah. Penn State plays Oregon. 7 plays 6. Miami plays Ole Miss. Yes. And the 5 would play the 12, which would be Boise. So Boise play Tennessee. And 11 would play 6.
Yeah.
So it'd be Missouri, Ole Miss. And then 10 would play
7.
So Utah, Miami.
Wow.
And then Penn State and Oregon.
Wow.
Do you like all those matchups, guys?
The only one I don't like is
Boise and Tennessee.
Yes.
Well, that's what people wanted. We couldn't get people to shut up.
Unbelievable.
We need to give all the little guys a chance to. They need a shot.
And you said the NCAA will never do this. Okay, you got your Power 5 championship. Then you got your mid-majors.
Oh, no. I've tried. Me and Jake Crane and Company. Shout out to Jake and Blaine and Dave.
What would be wrong with that? These guys got something to play for.
You know what they got? This is what they got. I had
to go to a Liberty Bowl.
I had one person push back on me. Well, I had one guy in a comment on Twitter. They had, of course, they're a huge show. They have 10,000 views a freaking week of the show. Because what have you got against the small schools? Why can't they play? They got pushback. And he was like, Josh Pate did too. They got on him. He was like, I'm saying this because I love those small schools, and I want to see Tulane or App State or James Madison, which blow the doors off of
North Carolina, but they're not going to blow the doors off Alabama, Georgia, and
Tennessee, or Ohio State or Georgia, or
4 straight weeks. No,
let them play each other. I'm for it. They're not going to do it though.
I wish they did.
I don't know why they won't do it.
I wish they do it. Then you could rank them. Have a top 8.
How much does it cost for a trophy? I mean, you spend $500 on stupid trophy.
Do you know how big that would be for those guys? We won the mid-major championship.
That's so stupid. I don't get it.
Well, let me tell you something. I've told you for years that in Kentucky you have one state championship, and you do. But during the middle of the year, they also have a small school state championship.
Yeah.
Now, those guys can play in both, and there's guys running around, hey, we won the small school championship. They'll never forget that.
Well, the big schools go, well, woo. I mean,
yeah, but
so what? Who cares? That's your problem. I played it in it and I won it, and that's
you didn't play in it.
Yeah.
You got 1,900 kids in your school. Why are you gonna play in a small school championship?
Tell me, why are they not going to tell us about Cam Rising? Why is it some kind of secret?
You think he's got mental problems? I'm just asking. Mental illness?
No, I mean, you say he's hurt. Here's the problem I have. Announce it. Why is it not free press to know that the freaking quarterback's out? You don't think Vegas needs to know that to make their odds picks?
I didn't know he was out. I thought he was good to go.
Well, I heard he was going to be out, but then they made it like, he might play Saturday. Well, he don't. That makes a difference. And when you start picking point spreads, somebody's going to get killed.
Yeah.
I'm serious. I'm not joking.
Oh, yeah. I mean, let me put 1,500 on Utah because Cam Rising.
No, these guys are going to put $100,000 in these games. We're talking about big mob money.
Because Rising didn't play. Dude, they won yesterday.
You start getting knocks on your doors at night. The coach does. Hey, dude, you don't have to print to the press, but
I lost my Ferrari.
Joey the Fish, I guarantee you the mob guys in Vegas knew if he's playing or not.
Yes, they did. That's why they didn't set the line too.
That's bull crap.
I think Utah was barely favored. May have been like a point and a half.
Dean, what about LSU and UCLA?
I like Nussmeier, but their ground game didn't get going.
100 yards for LSU rushing.
Yeah, but about 350 passing. They struggle with them a little bit. UCLA's not very good.
Well, they only had 300 yards. They had 9 penalties, UCLA did.
Mm-hmm.
That hurt them bad.
Yeah, they're not very good right now. That's another program it's going to take a while.
It is. Probably the bigger game of the weekend. Everybody talked about it. Michigan Wolverines, 27-24, wow. 32 passes, 3 for 3 on fourth down, had 322 total yards. Mm-hmm. But, I did say they had 32 passing. Yes, they had 32 passing yards, and they had 322 total yards.
290 rushing in one, big USC. And it had an 89-yard drive all on the ground to win the game.
USC ran over 70 plays.
Mm-hmm. They had a bunch of yards. They didn't have any rushing, though.
Branch is still good.
Yeah, he is.
Moss he's still good.
Mm-hmm.
They may not lose another game, but they still have some trouble tackling.
Yes.
But they come out
10 plays, 89 yards.
They come out playing good.
You got it won. I mean, pretty much. The quote I heard was USC felt like they had this one. I'm talking about when it was 24-20 and Michigan got the ball on the 11 with 2 minutes left, and they run the ball 10 times and win. One of those was a long run and it wasn't Edwards. Edwards had a lot of yards, but another guy had 150.
Where does LSU fall for you right now? Are they? I mean, as far as SEC conference wise,
I think they're in the middle of the pack.
They're.
Of course, I think Alabama, Georgia, Ole Miss, and Tennessee are the elite ones. I think they're
right behind them.
I think they're better than Kentucky. I think they're better than South Carolina. I'll be honest with you. I think they may be a little better than Missouri. So right now, I would say that they're 5th or 6th.
What, 2 overtimes? 27-30, Mizzou.
But
Vandy almost beat them.
Better. I mean, they've showed it.
Well, our old boy from Kansas City.
Yeah, Jacoby. No,
that plays DB.
It's his dang name. DeRicky Wright. Yeah.
324 yards. Vandy had 8 penalties. I think that hurt them. They were 4 for 14 on third downs. That did not help them neither.
No.
But hey, look, 324 yards. But it just seems like
they're playing with people.
Yeah.
I mean, they barely lost to Georgia State, who's pretty good.
They're tackling well.
Barely lost to Missouri. Beat Virginia Tech.
They ain't got a lot of guys blowing up plays. Have you noticed that? On Vandy?
No, they don't.
I mean, look at this game. This is third quarter, and Ole Miss is just up 2 scores.
Yeah, they ended up beating them.
Beating them bad, but
I don't know. Ole Miss gets tested
a couple weeks.
Maybe a little bit this week. Yeah, I got Kentucky. So that's obviously a small test at least.
So we may have been wrong about Vandy. I had them winning like 3 games. They may win 4.
I think they'll win.
Because it's fixing.
They win 5.
They're fixing to go on a skid here.
Oh, they go on.
Yeah,
okay.
that's fixing.
And I will say this, and I know we're not talking about Colorado, but all I hear is bad stuff about Deion now, and they're 3-1. About how bad they stink and they're terrible, and they're 3-1.
Well, they're winning the games they should and losing the ones they're supposed to.
Right.
To me.
Yeah, they weren't supposed to beat Nebraska.
No, it's just not. They're not ever going to beat Nebraska.
That's a big win against Baylor now.
Sure.
And I know Baylor's not.
They're down. They have been
down
for about 5 years.
Still.
5-6 years. They lost a coach.
I mean, he's 1 win away from having as many wins as he had last year.
As soon as their Heisman guy left, the whole staff and all that, Art Briles and the coordinator blew up and all that stuff went down. That was the end of them. It hurt them. But I think Mizzou, watching them play.
And missing Schrader, huh?
Bad.
And that other running back's doing well.
They just feel like they feel like a one-trick pony to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Cook to Burden.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And the overtime, they scores first play. Boom, touchdown. Mm-hmm. Another overtime.
Yeah. Oh, he's special.
And then Vandy misses the. Oh God, he shanked it bad.
Really?
To put it into to the third overtime, he missed it.
Well, see, Nebraska missed a field goal to win that game the other night.
What happened there?
So I didn't wasn't their kicker. They had the worst luck. Their kicker was hurt. Their back place kicker had to kick the field goals, and they had him. They have their regular kicker in. Their kicker was hurt. This team has the worst luck, and they missed it. Then they went in overtime and lost. And Illinois is a lot better than they usually are.
I guess. What's the coach's name up there?
Belima.
Yeah, he's a good coach. I like him. He is. I like Belima. I think he's
done a good job.
They wouldn't hit Arkansas.
Yes.
I thought
Wisconsin.
Yeah.
He didn't do as well at Arkansas as people thought he would.
I thought he did okay.
But he's done well at Illinois, and he did good at Wisconsin.
He seems to the point. They don't beat around the bush a lot. Illinois figures out a way. And I guess probably the game of the day, the thumbnail that you clicked on to watch this video. Again, thank y'all for coming by. If you like what you see, subscribe to our YouTube channel and share over on Facebook somewhere and tag some of your friends in it. Come on here and chat. We love to get in here in the chat and talk about stuff. Tennessee Okie.
I'm going to tell you, Tennessee's scary good. And before we break it down, Nico, 194 passing, Sampson, 92 rushing, Brew McCoy, 92 receiving. But here's the stat of the day. 222 yards for Oklahoma. They manhandled them. 222. 36 rushing, man. And I do like Oklahoma's other quarterback.
I like I'll tell you right now, I don't
No, I mean Arnold's fine, but I like Hawkins.
I don't know what he I'm trying to explain what happened to Arnold. He kind of Peyton Throned. Mm-hmm. He just kind of And we talked about him this summer. 5-star Texas Cowboy hat buckle, Katy, Texas, chewing the backer state champ. I mean, he's a Texas quarterback.
Right.
This guy's good. I mean, and it's different college. But
where was he at before?
I don't know if he'd been anywhere else but there.
Okay.
Not that I know of.
I mean, he probably hasn't been.
Hawkins wound up rushing for some yards. Burks even had 20 yards rushing. Wound up catching 32.
They just ended up stuffing them.
But the Barnes guy's the only guy that called a touchdown.
And it wasn't that close. They got down there and stopped them on fourth, and those refs called up hands to the face. The guy blocked the ball, but his hand come down and hit Arnold's helmet.
Yeah, I kind of get disgusted with a lot of that stuff.
I mean, I'm like, that's just a straight up gambling move right there. They probably ain't covered the spread.
Yeah.
I mean, and the ref, and I just heard some weird stuff during that game. Oklahoma got to the one, and they thought it was knees down. And I hope to God I heard this guy wrong, but they were talking to the analyst, the replay analyst. He's like, and I swear, Matt, it sounded like he said, he's pretty close. I'd just give him the touchdown. What?
You can't. It's either in on the line or it's not.
And Reese Davis, they did get in. Boy, that was a fantastic effort. You almost hope they gets the touchdown. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Are we just going to start giving them out? I mean, I don't understand. Let's please just not start giving teams what they really want.
No. So you like how Tennessee plays. They seem dangerous for Georgia and Alabama later.
Yeah, they look good. Their defense is good.
Yeah. Yeah, I can go along with that. And
their offense is good too. But, 359 is modest.
25 points against Oklahoma's defense is not bad. Now, we knew this summer. I told people I got cussed out by I probably had about 30 comments. One guy did cuss me. I hope he's watching tonight. Oklahoma fans.
Crazy?
They're wild. Welcome to the SEC. This is tough. We play defense, and we're going to run the ball. Well, they're doing part of their job. Oklahoma, you've decided to play pretty good defense. They tackle well.
Mm-hmm.
We bragged about some of the guys they brought back. The linebacker that's like All-American, going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
Be a good player.
Mom asked me
a lot of leading and tackle, that Spears Jennings guy, Carter, Kip Lewis, Trace Ford, name a few of their players. But Oklahoma, you forgot one thing that I said, and this is what I got cussed about.
Mm-hmm.
You got offensive line trouble. That's bullshit. We got a great offensive line coach. We've got some guys back, and we went out and found the right people to add to our offensive line.
They rushed for 36 yards.
Bro, shut up. Shut up. That's why you watch and I talk, because you don't know. You're a fan. You can't take your glasses off, stop being a fan, and see the facts.
Yeah.
That's the facts. They're not good up front.
No, that's been a problem. I mean, they barely beat Tulsa. But I think they're a decent football team.
Yes. I had them winning 8 games.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
I don't think I had them winning 6.
7?
7. I had them winning 7.
But they were like, we're winning 10. By God, you tell me. No, you're not. You go at. They may beat Auburn next week. At Auburn, I guess, because defensively Auburn's going to struggle to score. But if that's the best offense you got, Auburn does have some decent guys on their defense.
Pretty good on the line.
Yes, their front, them old fatties up there, them boys is eating. They were eating against Arkansas.
Their troubles in the secondary.
Yeah, because they're just young. They're just not. They're not real good.
Arkansas didn't have a ton of yards against Auburn. Auburn outgained them big time.
But here's the thing, and you like Tennessee. Here's what I don't like. Team stats. Go to players here. We're going to go back to team. Tennessee, 6 for 19 on third down. On 73 plays. That 10, when you have double-digit penalties, that'll cost you a football game. Yeah. Ask Alabama. Call Nick Saban. Ask him. You fool around playing some of these teams that you're just going to be able to outgun a lot of times, like Bama did last year, and nearly cost them a bunch of games.
Yeah. They should have lost more. I mean, really.
Yeah. Tennessee.
Auburn.
You better fix the penalties.
Yeah.
And this third down deficiency stuff you got going on, look, Nico's good. I'm not going to make a big stew about it, okay? The boy threw for near 200 yards. But against that defense, that's why I'm not dogging him. That's decent. He threw 21 passes and got 13 of them. There were some drops. And McCoy and Thornton Jr. were the guys that caught most of the balls.
Yeah, McCoy's good.
Yes, and Thornton's on one that scored a touchdown for him.
I didn't see Squirrel much in action yesterday.
He did. Yeah, I don't know if
he caught some, but he didn't gain many yards.
I don't even see him on there.
But I don't hate Oklahoma. But my mother asked me, she's not a huge Tennessee fan. Are you pulling for Tennessee? I'm like, yeah, I'm not pulling for Oklahoma over Tennessee.
But look at this box score: 10-9-3-3. That, as the game went on, Tennessee struggled. So I'm just going to say this.
They scored 3 in the second half.
I know.
3
No, 6.
No, 6. It was 19-3. My bad.
That is the point I'm going to make. We'll move on then. Here's why I'm making it. Because a lot of talking heads, I watch this stuff all day. I watch a lot of other podcasters. And I take a lot of their opinions highly. And some of them I'm going to argue with. And I'm going to argue with a lot of people on this one. And I don't care. People say I'm a hack. But I'm usually right. Usually. And if I'm wrong, I'll say, hey, North Carolina State, I was wrong. Besides those penalties, they're talking this is what they're talking. Tennessee for national championship. Don't do that.
I don't know about that.
Don't do that. Nico's still learning. Heupel is good at what he does. He gets people lined up and has your defense out of position. That's where they'll hurt teams like Georgia and Bama. You got to be on your game plan when you play Tennessee.
Yes. You
cannot be the linebackers can't be down, or they're playing this a 4-2-5 and they're going to switch to 3-4 and the ends walk back and then he's going to walk down the end. And then the end's going to say, hey, he's rolling out over here. Have you got this guy? No, that's not my check. It's yours. Your hut. Oh, God, that they'll beat you. One of these guys, Thornton or Squirrel, run out of the backfield on a wheel or something, and it's touchdown.
Right.
Don't hang a national championship on Tennessee yet.
No. Wait till they still got to play Alabama and Georgia.
I think they're good.
And probably somebody else is pretty good in there somewhere.
Slow down on Tennessee right now.
Kentucky and Vandy, too.
Oklahoma is not a world beater. So them winning this game by 10, slow the bus down, let the air bleed out before you put it in park. Slow down. I'll just leave it at that. I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
Put this clip right here. Tennessee, good football team. Slow down. They won by 10 over Oklahoma. Oklahoma couldn't even get no offense going.
No.
All they had to do was score another touchdown or two. Oklahoma kicks the stupid field goal and gets 12 in the fourth.
Tennessee, they didn't score a point against Alabama last year in the second half. On a point.
That will cost.
Alabama outscored them 27-0.
And Bama did fix their penalties. Matt, you talking about Bama and their pit? Oh, they did. They went to Wisconsin, had 3. They fixed it.
They did last week.
They fixed it.
And we'll see against next week.
Against the Dogs.
Yeah.
Jack State, we'll give them their win. But Tennessee, it's a good win.
Yeah, so we're Kentucky and Florida got to win.
Yes, Jack State beat Southern Miss 44-7. Shout out to my alumni. So when you say, "Well, y'all don't like Tennessee or y'all don't like," y'all ain't me. I went to Jacksonville State.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, we're Gamecocks.
Yeah,
fear the beak.
Technically, if you want to get technical, the only team we can say we for is Jack State.
We're Jack State. My daddy played a little football there. Mama went to school there, and Dane, Arkansas 3-1, Auburn 2-2, 334 total yards, 431 total for Auburn.
Auburn outgained them 100 yards. Well, you know what the difference in the game was. Everybody does. Turnovers. 5? You can't have 5. You're not going to win. And I watched that ping pong stuff.
Arkansas had the ball for 36 minutes.
Where Arkansas threw a pick, Auburn come back and threw a pick, then Arkansas threw a pick, and Auburn fumbled. I mean, it's just crazy.
Well, what do you think the problem is there?
I think they're still having quarterback trouble, man. I think they thought that they'd answered some stuff with Brown, and I'll be honest with you, and I'm going to say this: Auburn fans may not like it. Thorne won his job back. I thought he looked good yesterday. He did throw 1 pick, but Brown threw 3, and it cost him the game. As bad as I know the Auburn fans don't want this, but right now I think you got to stick with Thorne.
They're not going to win a bunch of games. No way.
I think you got to. I mean, for now. They got a tough schedule left. I mean, they still got Alabama, Georgia, Oklahoma,
Vanderbilt. I didn't I say that this summer? I said, be careful. Do you remember me saying Vanderbilt and Auburn game?
Yeah. Auburn's just got
I told you, I said Auburn's going to be bad this year. Vanderbilt will play them a good game. That's ridiculous. He's a Bama fan.
Oh, yeah, Vanderbilt.
And now I look like I know what I may be talking about.
I don't know. I just think the turnovers were – and the quarterback. Is it the quarterback? And it wasn't Thorne yesterday.
But what is he supposed to do?
431. Hunter had his yards, but they fumbled one time at the 5 after they broke one. I don't know. And some of those interceptions were on the receivers.
They tipped them. Bad passes. Quiz Hunter run for 67 yards. He carried the ball 12 times. Alston carried it 3. Brown run it twice. Thorne run it 5 times for 10 yards. Cobb run it 1 time. Lambert had 5 catches for 150.
He's good.
Yes, he is. Simmons had 5 catches for 44, and Lambert's had their 2 touchdowns.
He is good.
So
What do you think? I mean, you think it's the quarterback? It's just they don't have a.
I've heard Jake Crane's take, and Blaine gets pissy about it. He hates it. He gets fired up. Jake's a little more level headed about it.
But like you said,
the dark headed one.
Yeah, we expected this a little bit.
I understand why fans they're short for fanatic, and they're fired up and they're mad because their team's not doing well. But this is not. Why are you up? Why are you surprised? Mm-hmm. Why do I see a podcast on my YouTube channel every day? There's problems with Auburn's quarterback. I told you in May. I told you in December. Mm-hmm. They lost to Maryland. Mm-hmm. Do you fire Hugh Freeze? No.
No.
Does Auburn have trouble? Yes. Guys, if y'all are a fan of the stinking team, how do you not know that your roster's trash?
It's not like Alabama and Georgia,
no,
or even Arkansas probably.
DeBoer was handed the keys to a Ferrari, and all he's done is tinted the windows and put some chrome wheels on it. Mm-hmm. It's not the same. Auburn's got to stop. Stop. They're not going to. I don't know why I'm even going to say this. Stop trying to be Bama. Mm-hmm. Stop talking about Bama. Stop comparing your players. You're never going to be. It's not ever going to be the same. Mm-hmm. Never. I don't care if you have 10 good. You'll never win. Okay, we'll say Bama's got 14 legit titles.
Yeah, we agreed that a couple of them don't seem.
Auburn's not going to win 12 titles and tie Alabama in the next 1,000 years. Stop. Mm-hmm. Be a fan of your team.
Mm-hmm. And
you like Kentucky?
Very good. Yeah.
Be a fan of. He likes Kentucky. Are they going to win it every year? No, but they're probably going to win 9 games, and that's okay.
Yeah, I don't want. I mean, I'm okay with 8-4 for them.
Some things are they're going to be this way, and some things are just not going to change. And here's the last point I'm going to make about Auburn, because I'm just kind of tired of talking. I don't know what else to say. I told you so. I told you so. I told you so. I told you so. And I'm tired of seeing podcasts every day. I'm tired of seeing thumbnails with Peyton Thorne's picture on it and a picture of Hugh Freeze at the desk answering questions, which he did, and his press conference. And we'll talk about that. And Bo Wallace, see what he said. Yeah.
But you might have seen Bo Wallace.
Yeah. He had some comments about what. And Freeze, I'm a pretty good reader of people. Am I not?
Yeah, Bo Wallace played for him, the quarterback.
Do you think I'm a pretty good reader of people?
Yeah.
Just in general. I think it's probably a talent of mine. I kind of had to do that being young and working, being around a restaurant business as a kid. I was around a lot of people all the time. Mm-hmm. Always around a lot of people. Crowds. I was always around a lot of people talking. He said, this is what started it. Hugh said that, I guess we could probably play the interview. I don't know if I'll get copyright struck or.
Nah, you can just go over it. What did he say?
He led off with, I don't want to mess it up, because if you've seen it, you can watch it and you already know what I'm going to say. Mm-hmm. How the passion that the kids play with is still, it is important, and not just the performance. Mm-hmm. But he said, he put a word in there like, because I care. Mm-hmm. So, and the Auburn fans went nuts with that and didn't like it. But what I took it as, and I'm looking through not Auburn fan glasses, I took it as he still loves them, even though they had a bad game.
Yes.
That's the way I seen what Freeze said. Mm-hmm. Y'all made mistakes, but there's still passion. And there has to be, but here's the thing with that, and you're going to treat them like children because they're like your kids. Mm-hmm. There has to be consequences for actions.
Right.
And he pulled Thorne. He took it away from him.
Yeah.
And he let Hank start the first SEC game. Mm-hmm. Then he took it from him in the middle of the game.
Yeah. Now it's Thorne's again.
I don't want to hear nothing. Don't gripe. Dude, he jerked Jalen Hurts out in the national championship game and put 2 in. Saban did.
Yeah. He knew at halftime that if he didn't, he lost.
He had to make a change. Mm-hmm.
Just like he knew with the onside kick that time. If they hadn't got that, they probably lost that ball game.
And I am not taking up for Hugh Freeze because I'm not a fan of his. I think he's a mid coach. I think he's barely above average. I think he's coached some good players. And I think some of his offensive plays are great, and some of them don't make no sense. And who am I to say what drawing up plays for a college football team? I am nobody. But there's a few plays, like just one. He had just one side of the play. These players are running off, and then the player in the slot's like running a dig, and then he's got this guy running on a comeback. He's like he's got two guys right in the same area.
Right in the same area.
What? Then you're gonna have two.
You can't have them running into each other. It's like at practice the other day. I said something about what about a post with that backside guy? He goes, "That's real good, Dean. They'll run right into each other because this guy's running a post." I mean, he was just kidding with me, but yeah, I mean, you can't have it. You can't have players running into each other.
And he's supposed to be.
You can't have a double drag.
Whatever. So in his comments, he continued to say, "We got to stop giving the ball to the other team," and he did say, "I've got to do something about it." Yeah. And they were like, he won't own it. He won't own his mistakes. He threw his QB under the bus. Well, Bo Wallace comes out and says, this is typical of him. He's not a good coach. He's never done nothing for me, but used me and shot my arm up with cortisol, and my arm gets blowed out. And every time he gets another win, he got another 10 stack that I never got any of. I'm winning this Joker games. And
Wallace loved him.
And he threw me under the bus. What made Bo mad was he was kind of throwing his quarterbacks under the bus like, well, we're just not good. But they're not.
Yeah, it's true.
They're just not good.
No, not really.
But Freeze, you don't have to, and I'm just saying in today's society, and a lot of kids, if you get on their butts real hard, they'll sulk and leave. And you can't get on them. And I think he was trying to say, I love you guys. I know you're playing as hard as you can. You're just not good enough. And like some of the guys are getting turned around defense. They're D-backs. Like, New boy from Thompson. He's good. We've all seen Antonio play. Yeah. He just gets turned around. He's never played college football.
Right.
And you know how freaky
those guys run a lot of stop and goes and out and ups, and they'll run a corner and then cut back into the post.
How good you got to be to come in college and just play?
Well, not too many people's done it. Bo Jackson, Herschel Walker, Julio Jones.
Ryan Williams.
Yeah, he's looking like he's got it.
I mean, he's a 17-year-old. But
Derrick Henry didn't even play a lot his freshman year.
No, he had a breakout in the end of the season against Oklahoma. In the bowl game, Sugar Bowl.
He had 300 yards that year. And he had 100 of it against Oklahoma.
So that brings me to my last point, and this can cover all of college football or just football in general. Young guys, if you're still watching, there's a process to winning. There just is.
Yeah.
And I hate to coin Nick Saban. I hate to just use all his words up, but y'all know all his speeches. I'm not going to go through that. But there's a process to building a football team. And when you play younger kids, 3 times Auburn's got Arkansas on third down, hit out of bounds, penalties.
Auburn should have won that game. They played well enough yardage-wise to win it.
Why do you hit the guy? Why do you hit the guy out of bounds, Dean? Why would a kid do that?
Just emotion.
Yeah, young,
not thinking.
He's just reacting.
They're going to call it because they're looking to call stuff.
He's just reacting.
Yeah.
The wrong way. So the last thing Hugh Freeze said was this. We'll get off here.
No, you're fine. I mean, yeah, I know we got to go. But
the last thing he said was either we're not coaching it right or the players are not accepting the coaching right. I know what he means. You know what he's saying? Either we're not doing it right or they're not being coached.
They're just not.
They're not doing what we're asking them to do.
They're not doing and that's possible. Had a guy tell me the other day that he coached somewhere and it was the most uncoachable bunch. And I'm like, what do you mean uncoachable? Because, dude, they cuss coaches. You was just on your own if you told them what to do. They might not.
And I think with a lot of this new college football,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't think there's been a lot of discipline at Auburn in a while.
Mm-hmm.
I know there wasn't back right before Harsin come, when Gus was taking over his second year or so there. Remember that big bus they had? I mean, all kids smoke weed. I did too when I was young. I'm not judging anybody. Trust me, I'm not judging nobody.
A lot of them do, yes.
Georgia's got a ton of problems.
Mm-hmm.
Speeding and running over people. Mm-hmm. Huge problem.
Drinking.
Bad problem.
Mm-hmm.
But
a lot of drinking.
Kirby's trying to fix it. Mm-hmm. And I think Freeze he's trying to work on that, on some discipline in the program, which is always, there's discipline. I'm not saying like Ohio State has discipline. I mean, it goes everywhere. Yeah. You're trying to take a bunch of alpha dogs, 19, 20, 21, and get them all to go the same direction, play a football game. And Auburn, Freeze knows that the depth chart is depleted. They ain't recruited in years. And they keep saying he should have went out and got a quarterback.
I think he should have.
Well, okay.
But maybe he tried.
Well, I'm going to take up for him again. And I don't know why I keep doing this, because I don't really like Hugh Freeze. I don't think he's that great of a coach. They're crazy about him. That's fine. That's your team, bro. Freaking rock on with it. Mm-hmm. He already knew just getting a quarterback, what was that going to do? Mm-hmm. Maybe win us another game or two. Maybe.
Yeah.
And
I won yesterday.
He's trying to, if this is what he's trying to do, he's trying to fix the program. Mm-hmm. It's not done by just getting a quarterback.
Right.
That is a quick fix. That is taking Flex Seal and buy a can today and get one for half price right here. Flex Seal. I'm Billy Garrett, and he's slapping on the, the tape, and that's a quarterback. Mm-hmm. But to drain the water out of the tank and put a real patch on it, not Flex Seal it, I think getting a quarterback at Auburn this year would just be Flex Seal.
Right.
Just think. What if they'd have got Cam Ward? What if? Mm-hmm. Okay. Is their offensive line real good? Not really.
Not great.
Could Cam run around? Yeah, he probably runs around better than Thorne does.
3-1 instead of 2-2, wouldn't you think? Probably 1-1. Probably Cali, wouldn't you think?
They wouldn't have lost to Cal.
Might have still. I don't know. They might be.
Arkansas may have still.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
I'd give them one more win at least.
And it's also, and two, Freeze does have to take some of this blame. Now, I've took it for him twice, but also on this back end, he has to take some blame of he didn't go get a quarterback. He decided to go with the quarterback that they lost 7 games with last year, that's where I don't get.
Yeah.
So they go buy a bunch of receivers. Mm-hmm. Okay, but who's blocking? Mm-hmm. Guys, I got my work shirt on. I'm working for you right now. I'm trying to tell you the truth. It's going to take a long time. Mm-hmm. If you're an Auburn fan, but this is nothing new. And Jake Crane said, he made a good point. He said, well, it's just another test, and we failed this week. So next week's another test. Mm-hmm. I'm tired of taking tests. I've taken 15 ACTs. When do I get to put my pencil down and go to my car?
Yeah.
That's the way they feel as Auburn fans. Yeah. I understand. But if you've been an Auburn fan all your life, and them boys have because their daddy played down there, it's a mid-level program that's always going to be 9 wins, 10 at best forever. Mm-hmm. And this playoff will give Auburn a shot at getting in the playoffs. But it's still, if there's a process of building a team, how hard is it these days to do the process of the Nick Saban coming in, taking the ice cream machine out of the weight room, taking the TVs down, not hear no lip. I don't want no back talking. Cameras.
You said what to a coach? Okay, pack your bags.
You're done. What? Well, you're done. Get out.
I start. You're not going to tell that linebacker coach that you know what you're doing.
Who has the guts to do that anymore? And can you? I'll hit the portal, coach. F you. Mm-hmm. F this.
Good. I mean, that's what Nick would say.
Well, ain't that kind of what Dabo's done?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because Dabo's trying to hang on and do it the right way. Because these hired guns just bringing in people. Colorado, there's no chemistry. There's no process in building a team when you just pay these guys to come in and put on a hat and act like they're going to come to school there. You got to go to the high schools. You got to talk to coaches, and you got to recruit the area. Mm-hmm. Hugh Freeze, they're winning the state. Now, does Alabama as a state have the top kids in the nation?
No.
Well, they just don't.
Probably top 10. They're in the.
They have
10.
some.
They're like 9th, I think.
Well, they have some kids that are in the top 300. There's the ESPN 300 list.
Yeah. The best players in the United States.
California, Texas, Florida, Georgia. That's just the pecking order.
And actually, people don't believe it, it's Pennsylvania and Ohio, and South Carolina. I mean, Louisiana.
They got good linemen up north usually.
Yeah.
Go bring get your offensive tackle. Mm-hmm. So either you're going to leave Freeze alone and you're going to let him coach this team, or you're just going to keep griping about it and being Auburn fans. You're just going to gripe because it's all you've ever done is gripe because they didn't even beat Alabama in 4 years. Mm-hmm. So what? If you've been a fan, if you're my age and you've been an Auburn fan since Bo Jackson played, which our age knows, you already know this is how it's going to be. Mm-hmm. They have Terry Bowden years, and then they have some bad years.
Yeah.
Then they get Gene Shiznick. They go win it, and then they'll have some bad years. Gus takes over, and now they say, I'd rather have Gus back.
Oh, I've heard that. Not much. I did hear some people say, nah, we'll be all right, But.
Let me ask you something. You call college football close. In the past 12 years, let's go back in time a little bit. What do you think would have happened? It's like they had success, beat Oregon, and it wasn't just 2 years later, they played Florida State. Mm-hmm. Auburn was a pinnacle of college football.
They were doing pretty well.
What happened?
I don't know.
Blew up?
I mean, Gus was a part of both of them.
Boom. It got blew up. They put a bomb in it, said, we're just banning this. The team's gone. Coaches, everybody's fired. Gene fired, didn't he go to North Carolina?
I think so.
What happened?
I don't know what happened to him. I don't know. What? Maybe recruiting went downhill after that.
Why? How?
I don't know.
Cam Newton just left. He's showing out in the league. Rookie all-star, breaking rookie rushing records at Carolina. Kids are coming to Auburn left and right. Recruiting's good. Mm-hmm. I know what it is. You know what it is. What's always wrong with Auburn?
I know what it was. It's Nick Saban.
Well, no. but yes, I mean, that's what happened too. But really, it's just boosters.
Oh, I got you.
It's the inside.
Yeah.
Their AD gets fired. They got a new AD, and he's there for 3, 4, 5 years, and they fire him because he don't want to do what the boosters want to do. Mm-hmm. So Auburn can't get out of their own way. It's been that way. Pat Dye was there. It's just going to be that way.
Well, if they don't come on and win something, they'll get rid of him too. They'll get rid of Freeze too.
Yeah, let him win 4 games this year.
Yeah, they go 4-8. He's done. He's got to go to a bowl, I think. Now he can go 6-7 and lose the bowl game and keep his job. But if he goes 5-7, I think they might get rid of him. Well, 4-8, they definitely will.
Losing these games here these past few weeks, that hurts their recruiting.
Yeah,
I've seen on TikTok, Cunningham, that's going to Bama. He was at Auburn this weekend and laughing, leaving the game, saying, "Well, I didn't see anything that I'd want to be a part of."
No, exactly. Yeah,
Deuce Knight's been there for 3 weeks. He's committed to Notre Dame. He's a quarterback over in Mississippi. They're wanting him
down, buddy.
They're wanting him to come. They're trying to get him to come to Auburn. Trying to get him a quarterback. Deuce Knight, four-star guy out of Mississippi.
It might take somebody like that to come.
But when they're losing and they see the coach every week is the same plays, the same crap, at some point the players that are coming are going, well, what is he doing to fix it? So how is this going to help me be a better player? I want to go play NFL. Is this guy going to give me the best shot to play pro?
Mm-hmm. Probably not.
Well, Auburn ain't proved that in past time. I mean, how long when's they had a first round quarterback?
I guess since Cam. I mean, they've had guys go play pro, but not as much lately. They've not done well since Nick Marshall and them.
So
none of Nick's and them did pretty good.
And these questions I'm laying out for. So, what's the difference between Heupel year 2, 3 at Tennessee? 8 games, 9, 10. See what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. What's the difference between there and they were on probation?
No, it's got to be the boosters, I guess.
Tennessee was in crap hole.
Mm-hmm.
He got in a mess. Mm-hmm. They ain't beat Bama in 15 years. Well, now they beat Bama once.
Yeah.
He coaches developing players. Mm-hmm. So Auburn is doing what? Not developing. Mm-hmm. It's a running joke with everybody that they don't develop quarterbacks. Mm-hmm. And they hired Freeze thinking, well, you brought back the same guy. He ain't no better.
Yeah.
So when you're at practice, and you're at football practice during the week, mm-hmm. you see your coach working with your quarterback. Hey, right here on this play, mm-hmm. he digs out right here in this little cross lane.
Oh, this one, yeah.
Right here's probably where you're going to be. You see this safety, he's down here. He walks down. Hey, up the sideline, that's the other play. Boom, touchdown. You see him coming in, bam, he's going to pick right here. See his hips move, out here. This side's open. Mm-hmm. But if it's too high, he goes with it. Boom, running back right here, dump it off. Mm-hmm. Is he not doing that with throwing at practice?
Nah, I'd say he's got to be.
He's missing open. Aaron Murray did it again today. Did a video of them today. Mm-hmm. It's just even the ones he passes right, he misses. The guy runs a curl with a guy that run the go. They stopped on the curl. The guy didn't cover the go. He's wide open. Touched him.
He's got a good ball player in that Lambert Smith. He's good.
He didn't throw it to Cam Coleman. He's their stud.
Somebody said he dropped a couple. I don't know.
Well,
that might have been with Brown.
One of them I know. He did drop it, but he didn't throw it really to him.
Right.
So
I know one
play
Tennessee I saw was a slant route. And, man, he threw it so hard. I don't know if the young man could have caught it.
So how's, within 2 or 3 years, mm-hmm. I'm going to say next year, when you need to start seeing Heupel's winning 8 games, 9, and then on then they win 10. You see what I'm saying?
Every year, yeah.
You're seeing progress. They're not going to run Heupel off. If he loses to Bama this year, they're not going to run him off.
I'd say he'll be there a while.
They're seeing progress. Mm-hmm. Auburn were not. You're seeing the same thing last year. You're seeing the same thing this year. Mm-hmm. What's the difference? It's coaches. They won't get the right coaches because the boosters won't shut up and get out of the way because they want the guys from Yellowwood and all them cats and Greyhound running the football team. Mm-hmm. How long it take Saban to win 9 games?
2 years. 1. The second year, they won 12.
With that team?
Mm-hmm. Won 7 at first, and then from then on out.
John Parker now?
Then from then on out, he I don't know if he ever won less than 10.
No. McElroy and
11.
AJ and Coker. Mm-hmm. Blake Sims. Jalen Hurts, Tua, Bryce Young.
Jones. All of them did well.
So there's
Parker Wilson did too.
Something's wrong then. They're not getting the right guys down there. Because I'm seeing other places be successful. Lane's been at Ole Miss a couple of years now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're very successful. He's done well. He did better last year. And then the 1 year there, they kind of dropped off.
Well, what's the difference between Texas
Pretty
and
bad.
So what's the difference in Sark and Freeze then? Why can't Auburn win 9 or 10 games and go to the playoffs like Texas? Sark's only been there 3 years.
Yeah. It's got to be what you're saying.
They're not developing anybody. So he's really not that good of a coach. When they hired him, I said he's an average coach at best.
Right.
Prove me wrong. Show me. Go find freaking stats from Malik at Liberty. Go find Bo Wallace stats and show me how many interceptions his quarterbacks throw, because he's not out there at practice working with these guys. Tell them to miss this. This is here. This is cover 3. This is cover 2. We're going to play 12-man formation. We're going to bring tight ends. We're going to throw out. He's not doing his job.
Right.
Maybe he is, and that's the best he can do, because he's good when he's got good players.
So, yeah, I think he should have hit the look more for a quarterback. I think they should have.
There ain't no way I let Cam. As soon as I heard Cam Ward gone, I told one of my buddies, Auburn friend, I said, he's the one you better get. You better get him. I mean, if it takes $2-3 million, you better get him.
Yeah.
He's a game changer.
He is.
They don't.
He threw for 400 yesterday.
If they could protect him, though.
Mm-hmm. Well, he still make plays. He probably wouldn't throw for as many yards, but he'd still.
Well, he'd have some receivers, though, too, there at Auburn.
Yeah.
Because Jack Lambert and Coleman and them, Thompson, they're supposed to be bad. The freeze fires, best we've seen. They're mid.
Yeah. It's not time yet.
No.
Mm-hmm.
So
I thought they jumped the gun.
Y'all just got to be patient and just leave him alone, because it's just going to take a while.
Yeah.
It's going to take a while. Now.
It may take 4 years.
We got to talk about this. We can't get off here, Dean.
Mm-hmm.
We can't leave yet.
No.
Because you ain't going to be here Tuesday, are you?
No.
We do have a football game coming up Saturday. I think Alabama's going to play Georgia.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I'm going to lean towards Alabama right now based off Georgia's last performance and it being in Tuscaloosa. I'm just being honest. Now, I think Georgia has a mental block when it comes to Alabama. Somebody said the other day, they said that was with Nick Saban. And I agree with that 100%. Nick Saban's not there anymore. So we'll see Saturday. But I don't think they play well against Alabama. A lot of that's on Alabama. I mean, I'm not taking away from them, but I've seen Georgia have a game in hand against Alabama before, and Alabama win the game. So that's interesting. I mean, they were like, oh, yeah, they don't think they can beat Nick Saban. But Nick Saban's not there anymore. Georgia just looked bad against – Georgia's defense is awesome, though. But I think it'll put Mill Road to the test. I think it's a good test. But, as of right now, I'd have to give Alabama a 4.5, 3.5, 4.5 point spread. About like that.
These are your total defenses right here. So we're going to talk about defense. Yards given up. Yards per play, Dean.
Mm-hmm.
Tennessee, number 1. 3.3.
Wow.
Can you see this?
Yeah, a little bit. I can't see real good no more.
I can't either. When I'm blinking my eyes and doing like this, people think I'm on something. I'm not. I'm trying to focus. I can't see.
Look, I mean.
Ohio State, 2. Indiana, 3.
Wow.
Now, hey, guys, let me tell you about Indiana. Just be careful. I'm going to let you know. Georgia's at 4. All right, 3 games, 173 plays. They've given up 606 yards. That's 3.5 yards a play.
Wow.
0 touchdowns, 202 yards per game.
And they play Kentucky and Clemson.
Texas, Kentucky, Missouri, Minnesota, Washington, Ole Miss, Bama, 13. Bama's give up 221, which is about 40 more yards, 40 more plays. They've had 40 more plays ran on them and 142 more yards.
The Georgia's getting off the field more.
Okay, right. But it's still 3.3 yards. They actually give up. Bama's defense actually give up less yards per play. Bama's 3.3, Georgia's 3.5. And total yards per game, Bama's defense is giving up 248, and Georgia is giving up 202. So we're talking about just
that's
minuscule,
not a huge difference.
Minuscule. Talking about a play or two.
Right. Not bad.
Right.
Now, Bama gave up some yards against Wisconsin, but I never felt like they were threatened. Yeah, some rushing yards. But the only thing that scares me for Alabama is, God, Clemson's just been annihilating folks since the Georgia game, and they scored 3 on Georgia. And I know North Carolina State's not as good as Georgia. App State's a little down this year, but they scored 125 points in the 2 games since. Maybe more than that. I don't know.
Passing offense. We're trying to give y'all a good side of this Georgia and Bama. So we're looking at passing offense. There's Auburn tied at 26. Passing offense, which, I don't think Bama's going to be real high in passing offense. Georgia's 48 with 94 passing attempts. Georgia's throw for 770 yards.
In 3 games.
Yeah. That's
in Alabama's secondary, but Alabama's front line can get after the quarterback, and Tech's not real nimble.
Tennessee 1,100, Auburn 1,100, Ohio State, LSU, USC.
number 1,
Ole Miss 1,700 yards
passing.
Yards attempt 11.83, completion 16, passing touchdowns 13, yards per game 422.
Passing.
Yeah.
Dart.
Yeah.
He's going to be in the Heisman talk.
Yeah, absolutely. He's kind of number 1. Him and Milroe was.
I would say they are. Them 2 and probably them 2.
All right, last one. Passing yards allowed.
Georgia's number 1.
Yeah. 91 yards per game.
Well, that bodes good for Alabama because they run the ball better than they pass it.
Right.
Rich Milroe's good at passing.
Bama's give up 115 a game, yards per game. 115 Bama, Georgia 91.
91. Wow.
So Starks and all those boys are definitely going to have their hands full. Ole Miss leading another category, first down offense. Ole Miss.
So Georgia's probably got a better secondary, but Alabama probably has better linebackers than a D line.
Yep.
And lines are about the same. Alabama's probably got a better. I don't know. The backfield's pretty good. Quarterback's about the same. Maybe Georgia's got better receivers.
You know how we usually do? We'd write down position and team and check. All right. Home field, Bama. Quarterback, Bama. He's just
he's dual threat.
Yes, he can get out and run and back. Well, not he can, but he's not going to burn you. And that may cost Bama the game if they don't watch him taking off with it.
Right. Lines even
12-man personnel, which 2 tight ends, single setback. I think Georgia's probably going to line up and do that.
Yeah,
I think that plays into Bama. Like I believe that plays into Cherokee County's defense against Hoax Bluff. 12-man,
Right.
Receiver-wise, I think it's pretty close. They don't have a Ryan Williams, but
they got more receivers. He throws to about 5 guys. He's got that Young. He's got Bell. He's got Lovett. He's got Arian Smith. He's got Delp. So he may give Georgia.
And I ain't heard crap from Prentice or Law.
No.
Bama's running the ball.
Yeah, I'd say Bama gives.
The quarterback's running the ball. And you can look at their time of possession. There's more to football games, guys, just looking at the score. And if you don't do this, which most people don't, you can really see how football teams play. Bama wins on explosive plays, usually on 3rd down, because they're not going to get a 2nd down. If it's 2nd down, they're not getting a 1st.
Right.
They're the worst 2nd down calling team in the nation. If you can get Bama only game 5 and it goes to 2nd and 5, I'll bet 9 out of 10 times they won't get that 5.
I think it's an even match, but with it being in Tuscaloosa, I'm going to give Alabama the points.
Starks is good.
Yes.
So is Malachi Moore. Bama's offensive line, I think they gelled better. They cut the penalties down last week. They're going to put a good group together And you don't need to fire them up because Bama knows they already know, man. You don't have to tell them nothing. They already know. How many times these guys played each other?
I love hearing about a coach being a good motivational speaker, but sometimes I like to hear that the coach didn't have to say nothing.
Yeah. You just don't. And sometimes coaches can overhype a game.
Yeah.
You keep talking about it and talking about it. Boy, I can't wait. By God, we got Georgia coming in every day. Hot videos.
If they don't realize the gravity of it, then they got the problem. You're not going to make them have it, get it. I wouldn't think. Some kids are different.
I think, is little memes guy still taking punts back at Georgia?
Mm-hmm.
And Macumba will be taking back punts for Bamba. Mm-hmm. And you have seen him play.
Mm-hmm.
He's electric.
Yeah, he is. Do
you think that may be the difference in the game?
I don't know.
Something stupid like that?
I don't see either one of them taking a punt back on each other or a kickoff.
But punters flipping the field on guys, I've seen a lot of games this past 2 weeks.
Yeah, that could. No,
I mean, that too. But I mean, returning. Mm-hmm. But punters, there was some games we watched, man. These guys punt the ball and they down it there to 4. Well, good luck.
Yeah.
Go 96 yards.
96-yard drive.
Good luck to that.
Yeah.
I don't care who you play.
And then you break it and they call it back.
Yeah. Because the refs are terrible.
You're like, oh, good gosh, you serious? 96-yard run, call back.
They're gonna have to make Beck uncomfortable.
I'll be a realist. I'll go Alabama plus 2.5.
You think Bama scores every quarter?
No. I don't think they get going to the second. I think it'd be 27-24 again, or 24-21, something of that nature. I don't think Alabama will score first. I think they'll have a hard time adjusting. Their woes coming out on the first drive, and Georgia's going to be on fire at first. It's going to take them a quarter to figure it out. I think they'll get going by half and score 10-14. I mean, if you're going to break it down like that, and I think the game will be very close the whole way.
I'll tell you what, Dave. Saban's gone. Old Kirby just going to come in there and whoop them. Well, last time I checked, Nick Saban never put on Alabama. Haven't played one down.
No.
Kirby never played a down for Georgia in the past 10 years. Mm-hmm. He did 20 years ago, 25.
And some people are going to be like, well, you're crazy. They're not going to give up 27 points.
Dean, are you telling me that DeBoer can outcoach? Kirby's the GOAT over DeBoer. Mm-hmm. DeBoer ain't beating him. Well, Kirby's never beat DeBoer. Mm-hmm. Has he?
No.
Okay. So let's go. They're both 0-0. Mm-hmm. Kirby's never beat DeBoer. And I don't remember Nick Saban ever putting on a helmet and winning any games for Alabama besides coaching them up through the week, creating a great staff, and recruiting good players.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Players make plays.
Mm-hmm.
Coaches coach players. This Alabama team with this offensive coaching staff, mm-hmm. you're going to see Saturday about 8 o'clock when I tell you this may be one of the most dangerous offenses in the land. They've cut the field in half. Go back and watch Wisconsin games. I watched it again. Mm-hmm. They're only giving Milroe half the stuff. You're only seeing some stuff. Mm-hmm. Now, y'all laughing right now. That's okay. I see you laughing. Haters are going to hate. But when we come back and have a conversation in week 8.
Yeah.
When Bama plays week before Auburn or something, this Alabama hadn't – Jalen Milroe's never had an offensive coach like he's got now. Mm-hmm. Never in his life. Got Texas high school. No, this staff of offense coaches are great. Mm-hmm. Nick Saban's not a fool.
Right.
I think he hired this guy for a reason.
Yeah, he's good.
I'm telling you, this. I don't think he's seen all of Georgia's offense neither.
No,
I think they're both
reeling each other in.
They're doing a little fishing. We're just going to show you enough. That Kentucky game, they tried to go very vanilla.
They were.
And Alabama, Auburn fans are saying, well, Bama looks pretty vanilla. Jalen Milroe like a joke. Dude, he's got one hot, a dump, and they're telling him to run.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to show you all the cards. These offensive Shepard and them, they know what they're doing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
They're winners. These guys have been together for years. Kevin DeBoer's won over 100 games. He's not a fool.
He's also 12.
That's Division III, played in Dakota football. We'll go up there and watch South Dakota State, North Dakota State.
Yeah, he was at Washington for a while.
I believe they did. Did they beat
Pretty
Texas
good.
last year? I think they did.
They did.
What was the best recruiting class they had, Todd? 27th? And he's going to get a number 1 recruited class and have number 2 this year, and he can't win with them guys?
Yeah. Yeah.
He was driving a 03 Cobra at Washington. Nice car.
Mm-hmm.
Supercharged. Nice Mustang. Good year. Now he's in a 24 model with a Coyote engine.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's going to be okay. So I like Bama to win this game. I think you're going to see more offense. They're going to run the ball and run off play action a little bit and find some of these receivers open down the field. Punter's going to have to be big to flip the field and hold Georgia down. You can't get no punts taken back up to the 30 or 40.
No. You need to start about 25 or back at least.
I like Bama.
Yeah. I'm going to stick with my 20. 27-24. I think 27-24.
Okay. And I'll be on Tuesday night, and we will talk about VTech Miami. We'll talk about Okie State and K-State. We'll talk about Kentucky at Ole Miss, Arkansas at A&M, Louisville, Notre Dame, Oklahoma and Auburn, definitely. And we'll go through Bama and Georgia again, probably. Arizona and Utah was going to be a good game. A little disappointed about that one. So it looks like, Dean, we got about 5 games.
Mm-hmm.
About 5 games. What do you think? Okie State, K-State, Kentucky, Ole Miss.
Yeah, I got them.
Louisville, Notre Dame.
Louisville, Notre Dame will be a good one.
2:30.
Georgia, Bama, obviously. Illinois, Penn State may be a good one. Okie State, K-State, I think will be a very good one. Kentucky and Ole Miss has potential. Arkansas and Texas A&M, I like that.
Do you see any upsets?
I say Louisville beating Notre Dame, possibly. I don't. Maybe Illinois over Penn State.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard some other people pick that.
That's the only 2 that I see would be Louisville and Illinois. But, I mean, I'm not picking it. I pick Penn State because it's there.
It'll be on Saturday at 6:30, Illinois, Penn State. Iowa State, Houston, 6 o'clock.
I don't think Houston's playing very well this year.
Does Minnesota play A&M? I mean, does Minnesota play Michigan well?
No. I remember that last year. They killed them. So that's really about all of them, I guess. Yeah, it's a pretty good lineup, and it's mixed up. I mean, you got hold on. Virginia Tech and Okie State at 11. I mean, no.
Miami.
They play Friday.
Friday, yeah.
Kentucky, Ole Miss, Okie State, and K-State at 11. Then you got Louisville, Notre Dame, and Okie and Auburn.
So it looks like Okie State
2:30.
at K-State's your first game at 11.
Mm-hmm. Then you got Georgia, Bama, 6:30. And, for ones that don't want to watch that, Illinois and Penn State will be on the other station.
Does Arkansas play A&M well, 2:30?
Yes, always. for some reason.
I don't see no games that just blow me away besides Bama and Georgia.
No, there's not really. And I was wrong. I said there would be great games every week, and there's not been. I mean, yesterday I thought was one of the worst lineups in a long time.
The week after Auburn plays Georgia, Ole Miss is South Carolina.
Decent.
Bama and Vanderbilt. Ohio State, Iowa still don't play nobody. Mizzou and A&M.
Maybe a good one.
Yeah, because Mizzou it's a one-man show, dude.
Yeah.
It just is. All right, let's get off here. We had to talk about Alabama and Georgia.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's just the biggest game it's just the biggest game of the year. I think we give some good insight and give some good examples and give y'all reasons to pick whoever you want. I think quarterback nod. Y'all can say Carson Beck's All-American. I don't see it. I'm sorry.
Well,
I ain't seen it since last year.
I like Beck, but I think Milroe, because he can run and throw.
I just don't. People are doubting because they've just seen how Milroe's this, and he's only has. Maybe I'm wrong. We'll find out Saturday because I don't think we've seen Alabama playbook.
I'm sure we have.
Is that a chance that I'm right about that?
Yeah.
Or am I just blowing smoke? Just I sound stupid. I mean, is there a chance that this is all the playbook?
Mm-hmm.
I just can't think in my brain, my small little stupid brain. I know I don't know nothing. Tommy Rees could take that team to the semifinals, and you got a lot of the guys back.
Yeah, you do.
And some of the guys you
running
lost.
backs are probably better.
Yeah. I mean, some of the skill guys, Roy Dale Williams, boy, he's tearing it up with 50 yards at Florida State. Man, get out of here.
That all he's got?
50 yards.
No, he had 50 yards yesterday.
No, the whole year. So the only miss is probably Bond, second team All-American.
He's doing well.
He's probably missed. I think Odom, they play him, catch him about as much as the Black did.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see no huge letdown.
Mm-hmm.
But Hayes and Miller are great.
Yes, they are.
These guys can get 5 or 6 every time they get the ball. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just telling you, Red Morgan has been on fire.
Yeah, he's a good player. Mm-hmm.
And he's not even their best player.
No, he's not.
Like Champ Anthony, bless his heart.
Yeah, boy, they had a good hit.
3-star guy, tearing it up, leader on the defense back there for them. 3-star guy. See, that shows you. 3-star guy, leading the defense back there, talking, boom, laying the wood, and then next play breaks his leg. I mean, broke. He snapped it. He's done. He won't play no more. Well, he may play late in the year. I don't know. It's broke.
Right.
I hate that for him. Me too. I noticed about Auburn. Then we'll finish this because I really looked at Auburn and Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see it as much with Tennessee's defensive front because they're pretty good. We just went through some stats.
Mm-hmm.
Auburn's back 7 looks like they need to get in the weight room. I'm just saying, as a gym guy, I don't do it as much as now as I used to, but
just don't look real cut.
They don't play hard, physical. And maybe I'm just being hard on them because Dean, tell them about 2001 Auburn defense. Oh my God. 2010, 12.
Good.
Those guys would. Auburn, look, man, you go to the Iron Bowl and we're saying, well, Bama, we're going to pick Bama to win it. They're going to knock somebody out, though.
Oh, yeah.
Auburn defense, when they weren't known for offense, was they not always known for defense?
As always.
Remember when you was young?
Yes.
They'll knock your block off.
Yeah, very good defense.
I just don't see that no more. Brandon Taylor says Bama by 10. Rotate. We'll go through the peanut gallery and get off here. Martin Bailey, good to see you again. Talked to him yesterday a good bit. Freeze is too hard-headed. He worries too much about trying to get the quarterbacks going instead of learning from getting Jaquiz, and that guy should be at least 20 totes a game. Yeah, why don't they run the ball?
Who?
Auburn.
Well, I don't know.
What's going on?
Good.
That's another thing too.
That's saying we
you
got
got
a message about our show.
You got two pretty good tailbacks, Hunter and Alston. Ain't they pretty good? I thought they're good. I think Alston's pretty good. Alston's shifty. They're small backs. I mean, they don't weigh, they're not 200-pounders hardly. Quiz is. He's, here's something I saw. After halftime, they come out and Auburn got the ball, right?
Yes.
First 3 plays, I'm watching close. I'm saying, what's he going to do? Pass, hit the ground, pass, catch, pass, third down, punt.
Yeah, well, everybody, all the Auburn fans say they need to run Hunter more. Mm-hmm.
Throwing pass. Now, he wound up completing some passes. He had 200 yards, right?
Yeah.
There are only 2 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't they run the ball? Mm-hmm. What? It's like he's trying to make everybody happy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that coach that tries to just, instead of saying, no, that's not what we're doing. Mm-hmm. Run the ball.
Yeah, you can't do that. I mean, you got to run it. Everybody's saying that. They need to do it more.
Auburn's got to run the ball better. Tennessee better clean up the penalties. And those third down efficiencies, I know that Oklahoma's defense is pretty good, but I think Bama's front 3, them mean jokers in the middle, I think they're good.
Yeah, they are.
Overton?
Yeah.
Overton. See what he did last week?
Lawson.
Yeah. Keenan?
Mm-hmm. Keenan.
They got some dogs.
Jim Smith. Yeah, they got some good ones.
So I don't take away from college stuff. Nebraska's going to figure it out. Travis Hunter needs to be a receiver and stop playing defense. He's going to get hurt. Mm-hmm. Auburn, if you're a fan, you just going to have to be patient. You've been patient for, 30, 40 years, your whole life. Mm-hmm. Just might as well keep being patient. Mm-hmm. And Tennessee, no. National champions?
Yeah, I don't buy that.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. Hold on. Y'all still got some stuff to fix. All right, let's get off here. Yeah, a lot of people's been pulling for Vandy, JB. I'm going to get JB on next week because we're getting into some meat.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
For high school football. Mm-hmm. Cherokee County, safe travel. Sandrock going up the mountain. Galeville, be safe. Now, go up there and win. Beat Rabina. And Garden will be traveling across county to Rivals Tigers. Dean will be there giving autographs. Find him at halftime. He'll sign the baby's head. $2.
Got to call the game. Oh.
Signatures are free after the game.
Yeah, free after, like the hamburgers and hot dogs.
Yes. Yeah, half price signatures. All right, we're gone. I'll see y'all Tuesday night. We'll kick around 4 or 5 of these college games. Then Thursday we'll come on and talk about some of our high school stuff. And congrats to Connor again.
Yeah.
Heck of a young man
there.
2
players. John Welsh won it from there, and now Connor Bates.
Yep. And Center's guy had Tay and Keisha.
Mm-hmm.
So we're making our way around the county. Guys, y'all go win Cedar Bluff, and we'll get one to some of them. And Sandrock, Alec won it.
Mm-hmm.
Nap, go beat Rabina.
Yeah, I hope so.
I think that's a long drive, man.
Yeah. I don't know. I think they can beat them.
They can. All the county, y'all go win. All right, we'll see y'all Tuesday night, about 5 or so, 5:30. Y'all have a good week.